Yeah, g'day everybody. Welcome back to another live watch along on the channel. Friday night football at 8:30 at night. Christ almighty. Geez, what a late start this game is. But obviously fair enough given this is over in Perth. Yeah, big game tonight. Fremantle versus Brisbane. 4th versus 5th. It's a humongous game for both teams, really. It could be, in the end, potentially one of these sides making the top 4 and the other one pushing the bottom half of the 8, maybe even missing finals. I can't really see either side miss finals, to be honest, but important fixture this game. And then if you look at next week, Freo, the Dogs away, and then Hawks in some good form. That's going to be a tough one for Brisbane, where their fortress at home just hasn't really been much of a thing this year, to be honest. So, yeah, 8-point game here for both sides. Big one here. Fremantle obviously been fairly good at home, and they've got, 11 out of the last 12 games, and looking a bit like Collingwood from 2 years ago, really. They've been great in crunch time, and they've been able to lift as a side as games get on. Pressure, they get a lot from their midfield as games do wear on as well. Like sometimes, for example, they were getting well beat, I thought, in the midfield early on against Port, and then they respond. Brayshawn Sarong have big second halves. But yeah, they've been a good team to watch, Fremantle. For most of this year, they're looking like a lot better of a team. Oh, for sure, way better as a team compared from last year, especially with how they go inside 50, where that was one of their weaknesses big time last year as they did miss finals. And yeah, Brisbane, we all know they will be up there, but geez, they're out of position. They're actually currently out of the top 4, and that has been their issue the past few years. They haven't really been able to lock in top 4 positions, and they've been able to let it slip at times. So it's a must-win for them, result for them as well. But they've been pretty good at home, away from home this season. Certainly a lot better than the home record. But yeah, top 9 versus bottom 9. Fremantle 6-2, Brisbane 7-4. Have had a few games against the bottom 9 slip. This is top 9 v top 9. So yeah, pretty good. Freo 6-2 against the top 9, and then Brisbane 7-4. So yeah, both sides probably up there for the better teams against the top 9. I think the Cats and the Giants also, records-wise, pretty good. But no, for everybody's going well. Fidget, good to hear you soon. The streams, Mr. Jamar and Chaz. Hopefully going well, my friend. How about the Swannies, mate? Yeah, good win from the girls. Yeah, geez, they looked on song. The pressure was up and about. I think Malloy kicked 3 or 4 goals. Good to see her back from ACL. But yeah, and obviously the AFLW kicked off all the others listening. That was last night. And yeah, Swannies had a good win. Well, geez, I tell you what, Chris Fogan's having a bit of he's got the chewing gum out. He's chewing it hard. But yeah, as we just said, Brisbane very good away from home. Big ins for them with 𝐼𝐶 and also Leicester, where, look, it's for any team. You lose important players in your back line, you're going to struggle a bit defensively. In Sydney, we're able to pick apart them a bit and open play and get them out the back. So Leicester, very good player and being able to kill the ball, and 𝐼𝐶 lockdown defender. You think he does get someone dangerous up forward, maybe a 𝐵𝐶𝐶 Bolton if he does swing forward, maybe 𝐬𝐶𝐞 as well. But yeah, it's a good opportunity for Freo with this home field advantage to just play some really free-flowing football. We all know that they can be a really aggressive side this season, especially in late stages of games. And look what the Giants and also Sydney have been able to do to Brisbane. You have that sort of quick slingshot football, and you can really catch out the lines. So yeah, they'll want to be playing some confident footy tonight. And as for Brisbane, need to tackle better. I was a bit puzzled last week how poor their pressure was in the front half, especially against the Swans. So need a response there. But look, Brisbane in general, they're just always a really good ball-moving side. So you think they'll get up for this game. Very mature side. I don't think the Perth crowd will hit them too much. But to be honest, they're not too great in Perth. Like they've picked up results the last few times, but they haven't played their best brand of footy. And yeah, Nut Fyfe the sub again tonight. Yeah, what a career. Fair enough, he's announcing his retirement. Unfortunately, with his body just letting him down the past really 4 or 5 years now. Yeah, no, unstoppable player in his prime. So powerful. And to be fair, him coming on as a sub last week, pretty influential. Did some good things in the centre bounces, and as Freo gained ascendancy in that era. And yeah, by the way, the other game looking like a bit of a shootout between the Saints and Essendon. Essendon, pretty impressive considering the players they got out there. They're playing with plenty of heart. They're showing some great energy and pressure. And the Saints, yeah, looking a bit off the boil. But they kicked, I think, the last few in a row. Or they kicked a couple in a row in that second term to get it to a 1-point game at half-time. So that should be a close finish. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Big game tonight. It's Fremantle taking on the Lions. Quick look at the team list. As we did say, Leicester 𝐼𝐶, same day in. And Luke Beacon, I think he was a mid-season draftee from last year think he was a running defender, so that's interesting. With the absence of 𝐓𝐴 out and 𝐘 Coleman's still not back in. Fair enough. Anyways, they get the first clearance here. Fremantle, I think, off a free kick, but they mop it up nicely at Brisbane. 𝐷𝐞, excellent last week in Sydney, gets the kick away. Brennan Cox, he's had some good moments last few weeks. Sorry, just one moment. Right, sorry about that, gents. I had to go quickly get my tea. Dad knocked on the door saying the tea's ready. Forgot about that. Yeah, got to have a cuppa, especially at this time. I mean, it's already 8:36 and we've just started this game, so yeah. Oh, geez. Nice and warm. Anyways, good to have your company, gents. Yeah, big game tonight. So, cuppa in my vicinity. Alex Pearce, the hero last week. How about that? Swung forward, and it's not the first time. Bruce Reville, that's a nice one-on-one mark there against 𝐸𝐴. Now he can shift into the corridor here. Charlie Cameron on the end of this one. Disappointing this season a wee bit. Low flat kicks, not great. Jordan Clark been outstanding this season. Half volley's a nice one. Pearce struggles with it. Good pressure there from Morris. Was he head high? And that one definitely is from Jordan Clark. Free coming up here to Zach Bailey, who can have a bit of a duck, and he's complaining there, Jordan Clark. Well, the old chaos ball, I guess, from Charlie Cameron. Zach Bailey can have the first shot and goal here. Zippy Fish, oh, how good is she, Chaz, mate? Really, really good. I mean, I think in the AFLW, especially, the gulf between the game breakers is pretty substantial to the average player. In comparison to AFL, like AFLW, it's a lot more of a gulf, and you just need those star players to be really influential because, geez, she just moves different. Anyway, Zach Bailey kicks the first. Good set shot, Brisbane away. Yeah, she loves a 1-2, Chaz, mate. Really good-looking player. Definitely looks the goods. I mean, what was it, like 27 touches? Pretty good in debut, especially in the AFLW. I think North Sydney Oval's a pretty good ground for women's as well, considering the size of it. Name 3 players you'd love to see us play for next year. Oh, geez. Realistic targets. Because, I'd just love to say, like, Sam Taylor, Nick Dacos, stuff like that. Well, who is there really available? I wouldn't mind us having a look at potentially 𝐓𝐴 𝐼𝐴 or something like that, maybe on the outside a bit, because it would be hard to lure a big fish. There's been a bit of noise as well. I mean, if 𝐼𝐴 does want to leave, I'd love to pick up 𝐼𝐴. I think he can definitely go to probably 34. He's got definitely, 3 to 4 really good quality years, I think, left in him. Anyway, from the scramble, Brisbane away again. Zach Bailey goes for goal. That's going to be across the face. Want to score there for the Lions. So, good start here for Brisbane after Freo to get the early field position. Straight for the midfield, almost went bang there through Zach Bailey. Yeah, who would have... Also, as like 𝐷𝐿𝐴 as well. I've been hearing a wee bit. Could be on the out. See, sort of like a Jordan, James Jordan type, a wee bit 𝐷𝐿𝐴. Very disciplined. Shea Bolt now on the loose. Broke free of Berry as he slipped over. What has he got now inside 50? Almost running too far. Perfectly well way to kick. And it's not going to be a free to 𝐕𝐴. Hand pass over the top. Chance for Tracy. Check side ball. It's not going to bend back enough. Minor score to the Dockers. Yeah, there was Gardner there crashing in the back of 𝐕𝐴. I don't think it really was a free, to be honest. I don't know what it would have been for. Maybe he got there a bit late, but I don't think he got him high or anything. Now 𝐸𝐴 kicking short to 𝐷𝐿𝐴. He gets it back from 𝐷𝐿𝐴 at half-back. Hope you're going well, Cal. Welcome, mate. Big time game. Yeah, exactly right, Smith. 8-point game up for grabs at both sides. And yeah, there's some big fixtures coming for the remainder of this round too, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow afternoon's game, even the Expansion Cup, the Giants absolutely own the Suns, but surely this is Gold Coast time to finally get the win over them, and they need to pick up the win. Some of the Giants too, like they could potentially fall out of the 8. 𝐷𝐿𝐴 stubs his quick ball here to Zach Bailey, who's starting well, getting involved here. We'll take advantage of the standing mark and now advance forward with an inside 50. It's got to be a free here. Advantage out the back. And Charlie Cameron's got a goal. So looking like it was a bit of holding there against Brennan Cox. Charlie Cameron, Johnny on the spot, will gladly take the advantage and make a sure goal of it. Good start here for Brisbane. They've got the first two. Dockers might tip them. Oh, could you believe that, Smith? Yeah, it's been a really strange year. Like, you could get 14 wins and potentially still miss out in the 8. Like, that's absurd. Usually 14 definitely locks you in. So it's just been so competitive this year. And Freo have had a mighty second half of the season. Granted, a lot of games have been very close and sort of surged football to get over the line. And big fourth quarters, etc. Not really sustainable. Anyway. I'll take that. Jeez, Longmuir's not happy. First two to the lines. Pretty good aerial view of Optus. I'd love to go there one day. Seems like a great stadium. Very good in the centre bounce last week too. Brisbane, they get another one here through 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐼. 𝐼𝐗𝐴 tackles Wagner back into the... No, sorry, that's Carl Warner. Ball up here. Wagner is back on the side in the midfield. Oh, 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐼, well done. Pretty good win for Wagner there. Kick out in the wing. Jasper Fletcher, good mark there against Murphy Reid. Brennan Cox there. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 pushed out with ease there. Very disappointing last week, 𝐓𝐡𝐞. Apart from that worldy goal he kicked against the Swans. Pretty much a non-influence. Well, Darcy's playing for the 50. They're not going to get it. Sean Darcy now lopes on his left shoe. Goes down the line here. He's in a good spot. Ryan Lester. Wasn't a really great kick, to be honest. And quickly goes corridor here and he finds Zach Bailey. So let's remember, Brisbane last week, I thought that ball movement was pretty good in the first half against the Swans. They've definitely moved it quick. And in fact, some of their transition was excellent. But as the game grew on, yeah, sort of the execution really dropped off inside 50. So it's certainly an area that they want to improve. But yeah, as they always like to do, they're just chipping the way around, like building up the play if need be. Already 24-9 uncontested possessions in their favour. They're controlling the ball as they'd like early on this game. Nice kick from young Marshall to Jasper Fletcher. And geez, have they got a good youth crop coming through the lines? Jasper Fletcher, Sam Marshall. Of course, the Ashcroft brothers inside 50. Big spool from Cox, only as far. Well, that really went down to Dunkley. And it's holding the ball. Yeah, geez, Dunkley, I thought he just got it. Maybe an incorrect disposal. Brayshaw's free. Yeah, Brayshaw's been interesting. I feel like he's sneakily been dropping off the last few weeks. And I think Freo supporters can probably back my case. He's had some good second halves, but he hasn't been absolutely outstanding like his first half of the season. I don't know if he's in the All-Australian conversations anymore, given how competitive it is for midfielders this year, whilst I thought he was a lock first half. Anyway, Cox did well. Hand pass over the top to Luke Ryan. Just a high ball here towards wing. Frederick's got to go. Andrew's a big spoil. And ball in here, centre wing. Yeah, how good is 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐼, mate? Am I saying that right? 𝐬𝐶mister. Yeah, 𝐬𝐶mister. Sorry, I thought I read that wrong. Yeah, he's been outstanding. And considering Freo have always been an ordinary side going inside 50, I think he's been one of the key players to become a much better kick inside 50 sort of side. He's just so composed. And here he is, speak of the devil. And now's the kick. I mean, it's beautiful. There you go. Speak of the devil. He has a kick inside 50. That's effective. Tracy Marks. But yeah, I think he's the first place since Cyril to have, what, 20 goals and 20 goal assists or something like that. So, yeah, I think I'd tip them, Cow. But I'm intrigued to see Freo if they can get up here. They have a terrific record at the minute. 11 out of the last 12 and be good at home. I think Freo win this game if they're sort of the real deal as well. I'm not saying it's season over if they lose, but it's just a must-win game. Anyway, can Josh Tracy goal here from outside 50. Usually a pretty good set shot. He's kicked it too high. It's not even going to make the distance as Darcy Fort rushes it through for a sure rush behind. Yeah, all Murphy Reid there, but that kick inside 50. 𝐼𝐗𝐿𝐿 𝐕𝐿 very good last week, especially in the first half. Almost picked off. 𝐼𝐗𝐿 mops it up. 𝐸𝐿𝐿, as always, a lovely kick in the corridor. Finds Cam Raider, and now he can loop a big ball over the top here to Harry Coopwood, and he'll get on the end of that. Erasmus on the mark. He was pretty good last week. Probably his best game for the club. Neil Erasmus. First round pick from 2021 is now Hipwood. Goes inside 50, a high ball. Who's at home? Not really many talk timber as Jackson on this one. Drops the mark. Ball in a dangerous spot here. 𝐸𝐿, a decent pick-up. 𝐼𝐗𝐿, been loving his clean skills in and under. Dispossessed there, though, as he tackles 𝐼𝐗𝐿. Ball up here. 450 stoppage for the Lions. Yeah, mate, how crazy is that, cow? I mean, I'm sure that's pending results, though. You need, like, Giants to win, etc. Will 𝐼𝐗𝐿 now able to create some space and get the hands out, but that one goes out before 𝐸𝐿𝐿 can keep it in. It's good stuff from Brisbane. Getting the game on their terms already. 7-3 inside 50s. Jackson gets front position. 𝐸𝐿 did well. The hand pass could have been better. It's picked off here from 𝐼𝐗𝐿, and now Warner. The two blonde hairs that look so similar from a certain angle combine is Luke Ryan hemmed in. Just has to clear out of the 15. 𝐼𝐻𝐿 should get there. And, well, 2 bites of the cherry. He's able to keep it in his vicinity as he goes down the line. It's not a great kick. It's picked off from Ryan Lester. Oh, that's a rough 50 get away. Shea Bolton there, not manning up. As Lester can have a shot at goal here, the defender. Ryan Lester, can he goal here? Yeah, and Cal, let's remember that happened in 2023. That's what helped the Swans make the finals. Ryan Lester's kick, the defender, welcome back. He's got a goal. Well, I'll take that off a bit of sloppy play there from Shea Bolton. He started well as well, Lester. A few intercepts in his bag, and he's got a goal to show for it too. Yeah, just a bad kick there from Tracy. I don't know what he was trying to find. He had a bit of time as well. Yeah, it's a bad goal to give away if you're Freo. Right, let's still take that. First through to the lines. Good start from Brizzy. So ball back in the middle here. Wagner, nice hands in under, and 𝐓𝐿𝐿 can hack a kick inside 50. Who's at home here for Freo? Almost aim is front and centre is Tracy. Was he held there, Murphy Reid? Not going to get it. Bury a good tackle. Ooh, it's a dump tackle. To be fair, I was thinking, could that be a dump free, given his head hit the turf with a bit of pace? Well, Murphy Reid can line up here. Looks a bit dazed, but I think he'll be okay. Free there against Jared Berry. So, it was well done from Wagner to win the centre clearance. Sarong hacks it in. Tracy front and centre. Bit of an uncharacteristic fumble there from Reid too. And yeah, I mean, those are paid, those sort of tackles. Let's see again. Yeah, against Berry there. Anyway, Murphy Reid, can he go here to get Freo's first? They need this. Ooh, damn, he's sprayed it across the face. Yeah, you could sort of see that in his ball drop. A bit too much, bit too loose in the ball drop there. Didn't really guide that one down. Anyway, because I'm the fucking kicking expert. But, you know, you could sort of see that. Like, it was a bit of a loose ball drop. And across the face. 27-6 uncontested marks here for Brisbane. Just shipping their way around the ground. And this is a pretty wide ground. Sort of reminded me of the grand final first quarter, to be honest, from last year. Brisbane dominating uncontested marks. Anyway, 𝐼𝐻𝐿 forced to go long down the line. Rover's nice from 𝐼𝐻𝐿. Can't get the clean gather. Chapman Brayshaw gets this one at ground level. Hacks it forward to a one-on-one. Murphy Reid tackled by 𝐼𝐻𝐿. Hemmed in with good pressure. Ball spills out. Now Jared Berry. What's going on here? Okay, that's a threat to Murphy Reid. Was he maybe held from a 𝐼𝐻𝐿 tackle? Inside 50 now. Out the back here for Frederick. Just has to beat Andrews. He does okay. Gives the hands to Tracy. Oh, he's hemmed in with good Brisbane pressure there. And it's on the ball. He's just caught in two minds there. He was on his wrong side. He couldn't really go for goal, given he's a right footer. But good hustle there from the Brisbane defence. 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿's free. And he finds Andrews out across. 𝐼𝐗𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 across half back now. And yeah, it's been interesting, this Rising Star race. Who's your top three, lads? Feel free to let me know in the comments, or you don't have to. You know, I'm just trying to create a bit of engagement. But I think my top three probably still is staying the same of Curtin, Murphy Reid, and I just love Langford's year. But I think Levi will definitely be around the mark. He's been impressive. I know he plays in a great side, but just some little things like his hands in traffic, his quick skills, really good player to watch. Anyway, out of the congestion, Brisbane do well here. 𝐬𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿's left foot kick will find 𝐓𝐴𝐻𝐿, but he can't reel it in. But Brisbane do gain some territory with a stoppage just outside the forward 50. 8:31 to play here. Good start from the Lions, first three. You'll get hurt at some point. Yeah, exactly right, Cal, mate. Miro gets the clearance here. Is a nice hit out from Jackson, but not really much support up the ground there, as Voss is easily pushed out and Fletcher can mop up, go back here to Ryan Lester. Lester now plays on. And good running there from 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿. Speaking of the Devils, he now goes inside 50. Jackson the flyer from behind. Ground level now. A mirror, nice spin move back here to Jordan Clark as he clears out of the 50 here for the Dockers. They need some service in the air here. It's a nice little push out there from Fletcher, who's at ground level. Murphy Reid crushing through, tries and taps in his advantage. Hands were somewhat clean off, just couldn't get to Tracy as the ball goes over. Just, I don't know about the headband, eh? It'd be sort of distraught, to be fair. He wears long hair, but short back and sides, I always say that's the best kind of hairstyle. Jackson, front position again, gets the hit out. As Ashcroft comes crushing through, well it is, but left foot kick could have been better. Banfield been defence for most of the second half of the season now. Intercepts and goes short here to Erasmus. I tell you what though, Cooper Simpson had a few decent games in defence for them, and then unfortunately did his AC joint. He had a great game against the Giants, and then the next game he did his AC joint. I wonder, would he still be in this team if he didn't get injured? Because he was looking like one that could have stayed in the team. Apparently he's available for selection now and he's back from injury, so player that could have played tonight. Anyway, Will Ashcroft, he is, I think, the highest disposal getter with 6. Ball in here, centre wing. Will Ashcroft back here to Fletcher and now to Jared Berry. And the kick's a nice one here to 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿. Ashcroft brothers been good so far. Who's a Saints player, Cal? I can think from the Saints that's eligible would be 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿, who hasn't played enough. Unless I'm really thinking of someone that I should be thinking of. Oh, 𝐴𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿. Yeah, no, he has had a good year, but he's sort of been out of the side. Rising Star's always about, usually, the Rising Star when he plays every game of the year, really. Anyway, Zach Bailey now. Sarong good tackling pressure. He forces a turnover. Bolton's done too much. And the Lions here to pick it off. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿 now high snapping ball inside 50. No one at home to back kick. Pearce intercepts. Hands it now to Jordan Clark. Been one of their main distributors across half back. All Australian contention for sure. Just dabs it short here. To O'Meara now to Carl Warner. Geez, not 15. That's a bit of a rough call. Has to give the hands now. Presenting 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝. Fumbles a bit of a bad one, but he does well to recover. How's the kick now? Down the line. Neutral enough. Ball in. Well, some teams get like, yeah, no, how good is it for Brisbane, eh? All these father-sons. It's all about luck a bit, really. Strong now. Reads the tap well, gets the clearance. Bit ineffective, but Wilmot, he's sort of casually just tapped that out. I think, yeah, it won't be power deliberate. There it is. So it's been a good quarter from Brisbane. Freo haven't really had much of a shout. Yeah, the game has certainly been played on Brisbane's terms. pressure's been up and about and possessing the ball as they please, really, as they work their hands now here. Fletcher to 𝐼𝐗𝐿. Not really much to go to down the line, just going to hit it across to Jared Berry. And he wants to eke out the corridor here. Risky kick, but it just works to Josh Dunkley. Hamble receives now. 𝐓𝐴𝐷𝐞 crushing through. Gets the 1-2. Oh, how about the evasion from the 36-year-old? He pins a kick deep. Can't quite find Sam Day on the end of it. But backing up is Charlie Cameron. Can he break the Clark tackle? He does well enough to give it to Day. The former son round the corner. Almost overhead there from Bailey. Off hands Murphy Reid. Just gets it back here to Wagner. And he's just going to be tackled here instantly from Zach Bailey. Oh, geez, that's a very rough call. Maybe Zach Bailey did it clever enough where he was tackling and then he'd sort of disengage and then he'd go in again. So he had probably an opportunity to get rid of it, Warner. We'll see the replay again. But Bailey's had a good start here. Yeah, he sort of, yeah, it was clever from Bailey. It sort of allowed Warner to have the opportunity to get rid of it, and he sort of, couldn't really, just threw it out. Zach Bailey, can he kick another goal here? He's been good here for Brisbane so far. For the first 4 of the game. Kicks on its way, it's going to swing across. That would have been handy for the Lions. I think Adam Simpson just said it's 7 front half turnovers to 0, so that really tells the story about either side's pressure. And Brisbane have just been able to casually get out of the back 50 through a lot of uncontested marks, and Brisbane have had plenty of opportunity to go their way down the other end of the ground as Chapman now clears out of the 50. Darcy in a good spot here. Spoor was good from forward off hands. Jasper Fletcher, another one who started well, back inside 50 here for Brisbane. Can he fly here? Cam Rayner gets a hand on it. Roving is Revel, can't quite get it. Nice hands there from Erasmus Sarong. Just, oh geez, he had a bit of time there, but to be fair, the kick's not awful. Probably will find Erasmus there. And, oh geez, that's a rough call. I thought he just put it enough there for Erasmus, not Erasmus, sorry, Amos. But it's actually going to be deliberate, so 𝐼𝐶 now just go back here to 𝐓𝐴𝐷𝐞. Yeah, no, it's a clever little tactics, mister. I think, yeah, it was highlighted from Collingwood especially as well, when they did a late game against Fremantle. Almost worked. Well, Ashcroft here. To half forward. Morris can't quite take it. Nice quick hands here as Rayner now. Stiff arm inboard here to Bailey. Trying to find some space. Gets the 1-2 from Day. How's the kick now? Can they find a mark? Morris. Oh, how many bites of the cherry does he want? Can't quite take it. Good pressure there from Berry. Crushing through. Fletcher. Logan Morris. Snapping kick will fall short. Jordan Clark on the end of it. Geez, the crowd looks good over in Perth. Couldn't really spot an empty seat. Actually, there are a few over there. But yeah, I saw on Twitter that it was sold out pretty quickly. Clark now out of the 50. Strong, a good tackle there on 𝐼𝐶. Ball up here. Yeah, no worries, Cal, mate. Strong now, twisting, turning, trying to break free. Gives it back here to Erasmus. Yeah, Brisbane's pressure, especially around the ball, has been very good. Dunkley, good tackle there. Dunkley, nice hands at ground level. Gives to Levi Ashcroft. Dabs a kick inside 50. Can't quite find Morris on the end of it. Well defended from Pearce. Ball in. So 15-5 inside 50s already here for Brisbane. Clearance is 76, but 6-4 in the stoppage clearances their way. Contested 40 plus 3 for Freo. And so we'll get another one here, but Erasmus's kick was smothered. Banfield pushed over. He's going to win a free here. In the back it is. 2:08 to play here in this first quarter. Haven't really had much of a threat, the Dockers. And to be fair, Murphy really should have kicked that goal, but apart from that, not really much to yelp about. Oh, Chapman under the pump here. Just has to go to the wing to Clark, and back with the fight, almost Sam Day. And that's not a disposal. He's coughed it up here. 𝐼𝐷 now. Off the turnover, freo can go. Murphy Reid sees some grass. Berry chasing as he now goes inside 50. 𝐼𝐷, that's a mighty mark on the lead against 𝐼𝐷, who's come back in. 𝐼𝐷 definitely in range here. He's always an interesting goal kicker, 𝐼𝐷, because he'll get ones he probably should kick, but then these are the sort of ones he can kick, given his set shot technique, because he can thread the needle. 2021 draftee, I think it was. 𝐼𝐷, can he go here? 𝐼𝐷's kick. Never looking like it was going to be a goal as that drifts across the face. Just 4 behinds for Fremantle this first term. 𝐼𝐷 now on half-back. Yeah, I think overall he's had a bit of a disappointing year, Smith. So, like, very good. I think it was his second season, and then the next year, that's when 𝐼𝐷, I think that was now last year, 𝐼𝐷 really overtook him. And he's just progressively not really been able to improve. It's sort of like he's got the 𝐼𝐷𝐞 disease, given that's what's happened with him at the Swans. He just hasn't been able to really progress. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 now, out of the 50. Oh, geez, he almost flew there. Cam Rayner, Clark off hands, does well here. Maybe one last chance for freo. 𝐕𝐼𝐷, he had a bit of time, but to be fair, this could be threatening. 𝐸𝐴𝐿𝐼𝐶 can get up. It wasn't a bad effort against Andrews out of all people. But that's rushed through. So just 5 behinds for Fremantle. Yeah, 9-1 front half intercepts. That's probably been the difference in this first quarter, especially. Brisbane's pressure's been good. And just one, like, if you want to be a top team, it's about the turnover game and especially the front half intercepts. Just 1 for the quarter for freo. 5 points to 3 goals to Brisbane. Good start for them. Getting the game on their terms early on. Anyways, how's the other game going? 5-point game in favour of Essendon. Might as well flick that over whilst we wait for the second term of this. But yeah, I felt this one would be a decent little scrap. The Dons and the Saints. But yeah, not a bad start to the other game. Let's hope the quality can improve a little bit. Maybe get a bit of a shootout. Well, Higgins, can he kick this? He's got it. Oh, no, he hasn't. It's landed short. Geez, Box was impressive. I think he's going to be a good play for them. Goes in again, 𝐷 𝐿𝐼𝐷. How about that from 𝐷 𝐿𝐼𝐷? Sensational. Was that a throw? No. Beautifully done. Yeah, no, that... Been impressed by this 𝐷 𝐿𝐼𝐷 fella. Like he looks like a hard nut, but he can also be a great marking option overhead. Especially from watching earlier this game. And he just had some lovely hands at ground level there to give it to Darcy Wilson. Saints in front by a point. Nas closing on 100 bounces. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't usually track the bounces too much, but I'm assuming Nas is just winning that by a country mile, to be honest. Yeah, nice little hands from 𝐷 𝐿𝐼𝐷 here. Look like a bit of a throw, to be honest, from 𝐷 𝐿𝐼𝐷, but looks like it was a fair hand pass. Well, yeah, and I saw that 𝐸𝐴𝐿𝐼𝐷, another debutant for Essendon, the 15th. Yeah, he kicked a goal in the first quarter. He's got a similar, speaking of 𝐼𝐷, as I talked about him, he's got a similar kicking action to 𝐼𝐷, like a sort of loopy left footer. Oh, jeez, I've lost territory here, the Dons. Bloody hell, they decided to go back to 𝐼𝐷, Redmond. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, lads. Quarter time, of course, in the other game. Yeah, Brisbane by 15. So you sort of expect, given the nature of the game, for Freo to get into gear a little bit and probably get some scoreboard pressure and some points on the board their way. But they've started well, Brisbane. Almost McGrath. He had a quite decent game against us, Andy McGrath. Bit more in the midfield. That makes sense. Essendon just have so many midfield injuries. Anyways, I'll flick back to the other game. Perfect timing. How good is it going to be, though, Matthew Pavlich, when we play the Eagles next week? He's going to do the expert comments. Future Swan CEO, giving us some good words when we play the Eagles. But yeah, 47 to 14 uncontested marks, just way too much. It's given Brisbane clear field position off it, really. I've gone well, bunking mates. Freo giving up easy goals. And they've had opportunities to get some back their way. 5 points. I mean, that's just an example too. That's just a bit of a too easy goal given away. I mean, the Dockers had the numbers back to defend it and just give away Fred that doesn't need to be given away. But yeah, I don't think they're defending that badly, Fremantle. Yeah, it is an absolute onslaught. It's 15 to 7 inside 50s. It's a bit of a margin early on. I think they're dealing with it okay. And there you go, 17 to 14 intercepts in favour of Freo. So there you go, 5 behinds. Yeah, no, it's been doing that a little while. I think. I mean, I'm not from Perth, but I know he's on 7. Yeah, no, they start well. It's sort of as expected, really. You'd think they get up for this game, Brisbane. They've seemed to bounce back well this season. But yeah, it's been a good start from Lions. Oh damn! I didn't even realise that the Optus use like the ground next to Optus as a car park. Anyway, 15 points in favour of Brisbane in the second term. Ashcroft brothers have started well as they're on screen. Ball back in the middle. On the line for this second term. Brisbane by 15 points. Shit, bounce well again. Who thought having the Saints and Bombers? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think they'll have much less next season, especially... I mean, Saints haven't had much, but especially Essendon. Sarong gets the first clearance. Nice tap from Darcy inside 50 here, and already bang mark inside 50 to Paddy Voss. And Jesus, he a cult figure at Fremantle, given the Port supporters the shush last week. If you're going, well, doing, mate, don't be fooled. Brisbane Pies ready to go. Yeah, I mean, I've wanted to keep the lid on the Pies. I haven't wanted to write them off. I still think, if they can pick up maybe one more result before the season's end and just lock away top 4, I think their most ideal fixture would be playing Geelong in a qualifying final so they get a home final. I just still think a home final for the Pies would be pretty good. They're just always hard to beat at the G. Finals like atmosphere too, they can generate from the crowd, and you just think they will bounce back and sharpen up come finals time. Anyway, Voss does miss, minus score, so it's 𝐴𝐥𝐼 6 now for Freo. As Fletcher now switches out wide here. So as you can see, they are pressing up the ground a little bit. You could see 𝐼𝐷𝐿 there, able to get his way in for an intercept, but the hand pass could have been better. Clark, a really nice intercept there, and he can go bang from here. Jordan Clark kicks on its way, looks decent. I think it's there, maybe it's touched. Oh, he read that superbly well, Jordan Clark. Touch behind, umpire's call. Umpire's call, and oh, Jasper Fletcher just got there in time. 49 all, the other game doing, mate. 0 goals, 7 for Freo. Optus is no... Yeah, it makes sense, Cow. I just love that, you know, just park on the nearby oval. Fletcher bring it in. 𝐓𝐴 makes a lead. So now he's going to go down towards the Morris direction. Sarong read it nicely. Brayshaw, Jackson, Star on ballers combining. Jeez, what happened there with 𝐓𝐴? He just fell over. Jordan Clark now. It's a clever kick. He finds up the ground. Paddy Voss. So he's just going to hold it up here. Nice well-weighted kick to find Jordan Clark, who's had a good second term here. Up to 8 touches. Have to go on, Anth. Welcome, mate. Inside 50 now. Can they find a fly? Ball comes from Leicester offhand. 𝘼𝐴. Marshall onto the pump. 𝐓𝐴. Oh, geez, a bit of a lofty hand pass. Not a great one. Gets it back here. Clears it. Only as far as Clark again. He's been everywhere this second term now. Pearce. A bit adventurous. Maybe too adventurous. Jackson. Bit of overuse here for Freo. Can they find a kicking lane here? Clark to Jackson. Hospital hand pass. Leicester tackles. Umpire's ball. Good start here for Freo. Getting some early field territory here. We're at a few intercepts in their front half after just one in the first term. Darcy hits it down. 𝐴𝐸 gets that one. Was he held high? No, nothing given. Ashcroft clean there to Marshall. Now to Fletcher. Clears out of the 50. That's going to be out the full or deliberate, surely. There it is. Deliberate. Clark's going to get it again. No, he's had a great year, Jordan Clark. I just think he's a lock for the All-Australian. He's been so consistent. Anyway, commentator's curse. Pro does a shit kick. No, that's not a bad one. Oh, Bolton bounces it like a basketball. Inboard hand pass, not great. Fletcher picks it off. And Brayshaw, great tackle. That looked like a throw. Nothing given. Cleared here from Levi. Towards the wing. Nice defensive action there from Luke Ryan, but it's picked off from 𝐓𝐴. Quickly goes corridor, finds Charlie Cameron. He wants some movement up forward. Told to go now. Just across here to now Jared Berry. Fletcher provides the receive option. And he'll get this one. Just. Now he plays on. Drops the kick short. 𝐓𝐴 can't quite get there. Gets his hands on it. Ball in. Belmont Racecourse getting demolished. Yeah, okay. Assuming that's near Optus then. Clearing kick now from Frederick. Andrews, that's a good win there against Voss. Hands could have been a bit better though, as Voss, just crushes over Charlie Cameron. Unbelievable. Gives it to Jackson. Have they got something at the back here? Maybe. Trickling. Leicester, he's been good so far. Clears here for the Lions. It's going to be coming back though. Banfield will mop up this. On his favoured left, can he find an option inside 50? Frederick marks. Surprised Adam Papalier isn't calling this game. He usually always calls the Perth games. Anthony Hudson's given him the boot. Yeah, no, I know. We're starting to get this game played in the front half, Fremantle. Already 6 front half intercepts, as Adam Simpson has just said. Really closing down this uncontested marking from Brisbane, unlike the first term. Can Frederick's kick finally find the goals? He's landed it short. It's going to be a free here to Brisbane. How's it going, old Nettie? Welcome. Good to see you back in the streams, my friend. As Wilmot's In the back 50. Bit unsure. We'll just drop it short here. Just to 𝐼𝐴 𝐿𝐴. Short now to 𝐼𝐴. Cross now to Gardner. Jared Barry now. So I've sort of just horseshoe their way around a little bit here. Brisbane now forced to go long down the line. Fort did well to keep it in front. Off hands now. They can work here, Brisbane. Morris is kicking the corridor. It's a beauty. Finds 𝐼𝐴. Plays on now. Will drop the kick short inside 50. Finds 𝐼𝐴 Bailey. Definitely got the range here, you'd think. Bailey's kick across the face, minor score. So thanks by 6 points in the other game. Got the tip, but I ticked Essendon Lions. Yeah, fair enough. Sort of at this stage there, a lot of people forget their tips, so don't blame you. Anyway, Banfield now under the pump. Strong clears. Wilmot brings to the ground. Bolton. Good tackle there. Forces a spillage. And nothing given. Ball in. Hope going well watching, mates. Watching says watching. From Kentucky. Big game. Hopefully everything's going well over there in the States, mate. Callum, mate. Good to see you in here, my friend, too. Let's go, Freo. Reckon Freo win this, says FC Oz. Well, yeah, it's been a good start from the second quarter, but score pressures everything in football, so just haven't been able to capitalise. Now, Brisbane, Bruce Revel. How about that? Draws in a crowd, gives it to Marshall, trying to get on his favoured right, spinning, turning, trying to find something. Now gets the kick away, but he's too pressured too well. Turnover here, Pearce now to the wing. Amos can't get there, ball in. 2 games, didn't know that. I'm watching Melbourne game, Saints vs Bombers. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's a decent game, to be honest, Bear. So it's not like you're watching a shite game. I know it's against 2 bottom 6 sides, but actually, no, Saints aren't bottom 6. They're actually 11th, so, you know, bottom 10 sides, but looking like there's a bit of energy in that game. Sarong, nice hands, bowled over an opponent as well. As now Freo gets some quick hands going. Frederick inside 50, good football. Jackson marks. Need a goal here. 0 goals, 7. I remember the Swannies played Freo. I think it was the first game last year over in Perth, and I think at one stage had like 0 goals, 10. So they have been known to be a very inaccurate side for goal Freo at times. So just need a cash in here. Get this game under 2 goals. Potentially Caleb, mate. I mean, he's been in good form at home too. He could get the chest puffed out and have a good performance. Jackson here. Can he glide this through? Oh, he's at the post. Unbelievable. 0 goals, 8. Well, 𝐓𝐴 will gladly take the kick in to stuff his stat sheet. Also, I think almost a lock for all Australian 𝐓𝐴. He's had an outstanding season. Thanks for subscribing as well, Callum, mate. Much appreciated. Anyway, 𝐼𝐴 Bailey now clears out of the 50. Unusual positioning for him, given he's a forward. Spore comes from Banfield. 𝐼𝐴, decent attack on it. Bit of a fumble. We'll find the boundary. Ball in. Right next to this other side of the highway, and a train line on the Burswood Peninsula. Rubbish tip originally, then a golf course. Oh, geez, all happening over there. No ruck for Freo, so Fort will get the easy clearance. Warner, is that going to be paid a mark? No, it won't. Out to Banfield now. Oh, geez. Rasmus had his back to the ball. Recovers. Back here to Warner. On his favoured... No, sorry, he's a right footer, excuse me. And the kick does work. Mark from 𝐼𝐴 up the ground. Don't forget the Casino and Bordellos. Saints are kind of hot right now. Aston staying with them. Ross Lyon, boring coach, though, at 3/4 time. Yeah, no, he does get his criticisms, Ross. He can be an entertaining figure. Yeah, and Saints are just like many of those bottom 10 teams, just been a bit of an ugly team to watch this season. Going inside 50 etc. They still are a fairly young team, the Saints, and a lot of people, including myself, had them for bottom 4. So they played some competitive footy, not picking up results. So I think they're sort of heading in the right direction, given they've sort of in that rebuilding stage, stripping away a lot of experience the last few years and starting to play some kids. But yeah, they need to keep Nuss as well. Just a must, really, for that team. Good attack on it from Erasmus. Really ramped up the pressure here, Freo, but Brisbane do well to clear. Clark almost back with the flight. Intensity's really improved from both sides here. So now every time a player's getting the ball in tight, it's just tackles coming galore. 11-3 inside 50s for Freo as well. Doing a lot right, they just can't kick the big ones. Need Fremantle lose in percentage to help out GWS. Yeah, fair enough, Natty, mate. I mean, there's just a lot of different scenarios people want in the minute, depending on the team you support. Not for me, though. Just chilling in 10th. Big 1-on-1 here, Chapman and Revel. He's done some decent moments, Revel. Slides in there, Luke Ryan intercepts. Hand pass could have been better. Wilmot mops it up, and a good tackle from Frederick. Now that's clever from Wilmot. He knew it would have been pinned there for ball, and he actually gained some good metres on the kick. Revel. That's ball in. Yeah, that's well done there from Wilmot, because usually you see that happen a lot. Players will just give up holding the ball there, but he knew that he had the arm pin, so he just had to get it on his shoe as quick as he could. Ball in it. Yeah, 0 goals 8. It's not looking pretty for Freo. Burn, mate. Dunkley now, another possession. Inside 50, high ball. Can they have a fly? Cameron, is he going to go in the free? No, it's against him. Carl Warner winning out that time. That's a bad kick. Turnover here. Zach Bailey. Can they make Freo pay here? And 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐻 just on the edge of 50. They broke West Coast's record 11. Yeah, that was the game in Bunbury, wasn't it? When they kicked points galore. Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable how West Coast dropped that game, to be honest. Anyway, drops the kick short here, 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐻. Morris, he's had a few bites and it just can't clunk the big ones in the minute. Berry extracts it out. Dunkley, a decent win. Ineffective hand pass picked off from Banfield. He's under the pump here, though. Just has to kick it out wide. Fletcher going to get there first. Hands it now to Marshall. Takes some grass. Back here to Wilmot. This is in his range, but he doesn't line up for goals. He's just going to drop it to the goal square. Morris can't take it. Ball in a dangerous spot. Bailey, a Luke Parker-esque kick, and he's gold. Zach Bailey, sensational. I say Luke Parker-esque because he did kick a goal in Optus, the first game in Optus, back in 2018, where he went for a bicycle kick. Wasn't quite that, but it was over his head, so a pretty good goal there from Bailey. He started well. Probably been one of Brisbane's best so far. 14 touches already for him. 1 goal, 2. 5 contested possessions. Yeah, he's had an excellent start. Over his head, if you don't mind, Zach Bailey. What a start. Hey, all square in the other game, 61 each. The Saints and the Dons. Well, there you go. Brisbane just make Fremantle pay. And this is what we did say a bit in the tipping video. I mean, Brisbane just have the quality to really make opposition pay. But they just need the next goal, really, Fremantle. Winning the scoring shots, yet they're down by almost 20 points. And it's going to be a free here to Andrews, but advantage pay to Levi Ashcroft. Hands in, ball down to Charlie Cameron. We'll just go back here to Bruce Revel. What on earth's going on here? Oh my God, 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐷's going to get a goal directly in front. Unbelievable. I mean, this is just now almost stupidity from Freo. I don't even know what they're doing. It's going to be a 100-metre penalty. And to be fair, it won't be a guarantee. It's not like a goal from 10 metres out. It's still going to be about 35 metres out directly in front. Morris is going to get the free. Oh, geez, now some ill discipline kicking in here for the Dockers. Lions leading goal kicker with 43 goals this year, Logan Morris. Many bags of 5+. Quite last week, well held by Tommy McCartan. Not much shame in that. He's a mighty player. Morris, can he goal here? Bang. Brisbane will gladly take that. 33-8. Probably doesn't really reflect the game, but Brisbane are just here for the points, and so are Freo, to be fair. But, yeah, geez. Scoreline's starting to get a bit one-sided now. Freo just need to stop playing their food, take it. Yeah, I mean, 0 goals, 8 as well. Not ideal. Yeah, I don't even know what it was for 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐷, but something obviously quite bad off the ball against Brennan Cox. Goals from 3 kicks, 3 goals, 1, so not looking pretty if you're a Freo supporter, and nor's the scoreline. So I'll get another inside 50 here, the Dockers, and there you go, 𝐼𝐴𝐷, a good mark there against 𝐻𝐻𝐺𝐪. And, yeah, head back, quick paces back. It's all about business. He just needs to go here or get a side the first. Yet to see going for Fremantle. It's a big night for them too. Nut 5 announcing his retirement. You'd think spirits would be up for them tonight. And yet to see a goal. 5 behinds from set shots tonight. Can 𝐼𝐴𝐷 kick Freo's first? He can. Hooray. And could this now be an infectious thing for Freo where they start kicking some goals? Because that's what usually can happen with goal kicking. Finally, Freo on the board. 1 goal, 8 plays, 5 goals, 3. And right from the centre bounce, they go bang there. Yeah, good pressure there from Freo. And that's been one of their plus signs of this quarter. The pressure has been good, forcing some turnovers. Bolton in the way there. Snub kick inside 50 from Wagner. Tracy 1-on-1, too good there against Gardner. Good kick. Saints still in the Comp 1 Cup, none in the AFL era. Yeah, it's a good question, mate. I reckon I should give them the boot. Yeah, I always see stuff on social media saying they should just be given the shoe. I mean, they are one of the historic-wise one of the first teams in the comp, to be fair. Darcy out of the ruck, if you don't mind, and Wilmot, that's a mighty mark. Thanks for subscribing as well, Lloyd. As I've said in the past, subscribers don't necessarily pop up if you're watching the stream. They could have just been watching a video on my channel and just hit the sub button. So if you are in the stream, hopefully going well. Thanks for subbing, mate. Yeah, no, almost had 18,500. I don't really follow the sub count religiously, but it's always nice to see the sub count ticking over as time goes on. So always appreciate it. Not only the new people, but of course the returning subs. Anyway, that's going to be paid here to Alex Pearce. Looks like he held it on just long enough or it was an arm job. Yeah, retirement's starting to build up now. Bruce as well. Really good player. Yeah, there was a guy I went to school with in my year who I think was his cousin or his uncle. It was one or the other. Pretty sure cousin. Cousin was Luke Bruce. So yeah, no, he's from Riverina. So like Wagga Wagga and stuff. Sort of like near the border. Sort of the region in like southern west New South Wales. Bruce is, and that's where the guy I knew from school was as well. So, yeah, no, pretty good career. What was it, like 3 premierships? Just such a reliable goal kicker. And here we go. Tracy on the lead again. Chance to get 2 quick ones in a row here for the Dockers. Yeah, it was 1897. That is right when they did come in. Anyway, Josh Tracy for 2 in a row. Get a goal here. Yeah, geez, my Twitter feed at the minute, it's just all about the Swannies VFL. Swannies AFLW, not VFL. Swannies AFLW. Zippy fish, eh? Josh Tracy, crowd does like it, and he snuck it home. Quick 2-1s in a row for Freo, and all of a sudden, as the margin really should be, it should be a lot closer. It's 2 quick ones in a row from the Dockers. 13 points, the margin. Chris Faden looking a bit nervously on the bench. Let's see this again. Just runs right at the space. I mean, look at this. Massive, wide open space to lead into. And Gardner beaten there again, just a bit switched off. Yeah, exactly right, 𝐓𝐿 𝐐𝐿 figure indeed. Fans chant. Sounds like it's booing. 7 touches, 4 marks, 2 goals for Josh Tracy. Geez, they love the aerial shots out at Optus. So it feels like every time I watch it, Optus game, they're always doing those aerial shots. I mean, the ones on Channel 7. I mean, is this on Channel 7? No, I don't think it is. But they usually just love it. Especially the night Optus games, those aerial shots. Ashcroft now, inside 50, he goes from the clearance. Got a tuck on the footy from Warner. He's improving this season. And now they build by hand and now by foot through Brayshaw. Inside 50, Tracy maybe again. Brings it to ground. Jackson taps it over his shoulder. Shea Bolton will get on this one. 𝐓𝐿𝐴 what can he manufacture? A smart forward. Kicks it in the pocket. Can't quite find 𝐴𝐵𝐼. Ball in here. Pressure's building for the Lions. Have it where they want it, the Dockers. 17 to 18 inside 50s. It's been, yeah, real domination of the front half game, really, from Fremantle. They've upped their pressure. To be fair, the pressure factor is pretty even, but they have gotten quite an amount. Yeah, there it is, 8-3, forward half intercepts in their favour. Wilmot under the pump, 𝐓𝐿𝐴 back now to Levi Ashcroft, that is. Need a mark here, Brisbane. Need to get a bit of territories off hands. He did well there, Morris. Revel kicks out wide here to Cam Rayner. Back now to Jasper Fletcher. He's racking it up. Jasper Fletcher goes back here to 𝘲𝐶𝐼𝐿𝐴 and now to 𝐴𝐸𝐿𝐴, who's had quite a bit of the pill. I've been going well, ma'am. Welcome, mate. Going well, thanks, my friend. Fletcher another disposal out here to Andrews. Back now to Berry. Working up the ground here, the Lions now inside 50 to the pocket. Brennan Crocs leaves his man to get the ball in. That one falls to Darcy Ford. His hand pass picked off from Sarong. And the kick could have been a bit better. Just get some distance. And now it's a big one-on-one. Bolt wins out against Berry. Goal side here is Josh Tracy. No, sorry, that's 𝐴𝐵𝐼. Kicks it into space here for Luke Jackson against 𝘲𝐶𝐼𝐿𝐴. Can he wig out here? Dogger hems him up. Kicks inside. Centres the ball, excuse me. It's not going to be Freo to Brayshaw. It is. Oh, there we go, Freo. Getting into it, get it into open space. Clever kick from 𝐴𝐵𝐼 too. He knew he was going to get mowed down if he wasn't quick enough. And Jackson did well to hold up 𝘲𝐶𝐼𝐿𝐴. Kick probably could have been better, but it forces Brisbane to give away the free. It says again, yeah, just clumsy there from Archie. Didn't have to go up like that. Oh, and he's up at about Longmuir. Andy Brayshaw. Do it for my fantasy team. I think he's been struggling numbers-wise the last few weeks. This would be handy. 6 goals, 8 this season, Brayshaw. As we have been saying last few weeks, he just hasn't been at his absolute best. So this will do his confidence, and no doubt the star puts it through. It's 3 in a row for the Dockers. Gets the crowd up and about, and all of a sudden, margin is just a tick over a goal. 7 points the margin. 3 goals, 8 plays, 5 goals, 3. And yeah, they're being well beaten in the second quarter, really, the Lions. So now winning the quarter, the Dockers. 2 goals, 1 to 3 goals, 3/4 in favour of the Dockers. Yeah, it's a bit of a shocker for footy name, Cal. That is true. 2:16 to play here. Got a good game on our hands now. 7 points. Throw up in the intensity. As Sarong gets another clearance. Been a beast at those clearances this season, Sarong. One of the best in the league is now. Leicester another intercept possession. Clears here. Darcy in the hole. Can't quite take it. Back to Sarong. Generates a kick forward and Mark in front. Tracy. Who's he got at home? Maybe going in the Jackson direction. And he does go there. Is he getting held? Nothing there. Gardner did it well. Back here to Jared Berry. And now having to clear here towards the wing. They're outnumbered here, the Lions. Clever tap from Pearce. That one's only as far as Ashcroft. But they've got the numbers here, the Dockers. It picked off here from Clark. Inside 50. Kick's not great. On his non-preferred is Berry intercepts. They just need the siren here, Brisbane. Conceded 3 in a row. Back here to Archie. Just need to try and chew out this final minute. The Lions. Zorko. Out wide here towards the wing. It's a good, well-weighted kick to Leicester. Pushing up the ground as an outlet. Gives the hands now here to Josh Dunkley. Drops the kick short. Hip represents well. Maybe over the top here for McCluggage. Should get in the end of that. And he does. Is that 50? No, it isn't. Well, we'll take the final. Oh, won't be. No, there's 50 seconds left, so he won't be able to take the full 50 seconds, but he'll take most of the time off here. McCluggage. This will be handy, nabbing a goal here before half time. Around the crowd is 48k. Yeah, I'm not too sure on Optus numbers, what's good or not, but I mean, is 48k pretty accurate? You'd think it'd be up and about, like apparently sold out. Crowd looks pretty big. McCluggage, can he kick this? One of the best midfielders this season. Can't quite. It's across the face. Minus score. Bombers leading by 6 points. Might have to switch it over to this game during half-time of this. Clark to kick it out here. He's been very good this first half. Pretty good in the second term as well. Brayshaw, good tackling pressure. Rayner tackled there from Warner. 5 seconds to go here. Probably not enough time to score a goal here. Unless something crazy happens. Strong another clearance just before half-time. There it is. Well, good response from Fremantle. Pretty much, I'd say, dominated that second quarter, to be honest. Got the game in their terms. Pressure up the ante in that area. A lot more forward half intercepts, as that's always an important stat for good teams. Clearances 15 all. Inside 50s. Freo now winning after, I think they were down by 10 at half-time. So they've done well to get that stat in their favour, but still are trailing by 8 points with 3 goals, 8 to their name, so could be a bit more accurate. But yeah, 5 goals for the Lions. Just hanging in there, really. Yeah, probably just lacking a bit of drive from half-back. Freo's pressures has been really good to sort of not allow the Lions to move it quickly at times, and they've been able to shut out, for the most part, that chip mark style that they like to do. Had plenty of it in the first quarter. But yeah, plenty of big numbers from Brisbane's point of view. Zach Bailey, 15 and 2 goals. Jasper Fletcher, 21 touches at half-time with 10 marks. Zorko having a big half too with 15 touches. Jared Berry with 16. Will Ashcroft with 14. Levi with 11. McCluggage with 16. Freo's side of things, Sarong having a good half. Pretty busy. 16 disposals, 5 clearances. Clark 13 after a big second quarter. Neil Erasmus with 9. Let's have a look at the intercept possessions. Always like looking at that. 7 for Jordan Clark. Alex Pearce with 5. Ryan Lester with 5. Been good back there for Brisbane at times. 6 score involvements for Bailey. 5 score involvements for Josh Tracy. Yeah, 8 points at half time. Might as well flick over to the other game. 5-point margin in favour of the Bombers. Goal for the Saints. Maybe there's a goal coming up here from this 450 stoppage then. Garcia. Oh, it's your man, Cal. He's just gold. Oh, score review. Okay, might not count then. Maybe hit the post. Remember, I am watching on KO, so Oh, okay. Umpire thinks it's behind. Yeah, it's a poster. Damn. 50k is what they said pre-game. Biggest crowd other than derbies. Yeah, there you go. Shows how big of a game it is for Freo. So yeah, 10.5 minutes to go in this game. I think 𝐼𝐴𝐺𝐼𝐿 to be up there for the Rising Star too. Don't think he'll win it, but I think pushing for top 5 will be pretty respectable. Oh, and I saw 𝐓𝐴𝐺𝐼𝐿𝐴 was subbed out with injury as well. Another key defender down for the Dons. How about today? It's a good tackle from Stocker. Oh, geez, could have been ball. Anyways, lads, I might as well go quickly take a whiz. But yeah, no. Good game now gotten on our hands here for our last few in a row. Making this a bit of a contest after pretty much dominating. I thought that second term for the most part against a pretty good opposition. But yeah, no, watch out obviously the rest of this game too. Dons by 4 anyways. I'll be back in a sec. All right, back lads. 8:22 to go in this other game. We obviously want to give ourselves a bit of time to do a footy grid as always. Such and Longmuir have 3 halves of footy left in his coaching career. Oh, geez, would he be sacked if they miss finals? Could be, but there's been a lot of positives for Freo, especially last 12 weeks. They've had a pretty good record. Marshall marks. Just got a manner in, by the way, gents. Oh, geez, bit sour. Ugh. Mandarins could be a bit better. Now, best of luck, Deckers, mate. Much more encouraging second term. Mason Wood around the corner. Saints in front. We're a reliable goal kicker for the Saints this year. $20 goals before tonight, Mason Wood. Yeah, I wonder if Butters will go, Noah. It just feels like Butters is just such a heart and soul player for the Power. It's been sort of strange to see him leave. But they get a lot from him. If he does leave. So yeah, just a real back and forth contest, this one. Especially watching a bit as the game did unfurl. The Saints got back into it. And it's just really since that, been back and forth. 𝐼𝐶 bit more midfield time for him the last few weeks. Same with Gresham. Clears it forward. Gresham, clever time poke. Right, only as far as Brad Hill. Now Collard. To a 2-on-2. Prize and really improved this year for the Dons. Competes well. Durham tucks it nicely. Roberts slides in. That's a good win. Oh, geez, that's out in the full from 𝐬𝐿𝐴. Zach Jones marks. Brad Hill now. No, kick's not great. He's not happy with that one. That's a bit of a shit kick. Yeah, I mean, like, it's obviously season over, but yeah, there you go. Essendon's last win, round 11. I mean, it's been far too long for a win, so this would be mighty for them. But anyway, they pick it off in the corridor. The Saints, good use. Garcia inside 50, finds Sharman, and that has been an issue really all year long for Essendon. Just these poor turnovers in midfield. Saw plenty of it against the Swans. Yeah, Garcia. Nice hit up there, Sharman. Yeah, no, 𝐓𝐶 𝐐𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝, mid-season product from a few years ago. He's, yeah, impressive player. Can fly for some. This would be his chance for his third. And I think with Max King back in next season, it'll free him up a little bit as that sort of second tall, third man up. He goals. Saints now by 8 points. Probably could be the game, to be honest. I tipped the Saints by 8 points. I just realised that. Come on, sure, the score stay the same. I thought it wasn't 8 points. I tipped them something like that. Sharman goals. Yeah, they just had to hit off that corridor kick. Sinclair mopped it up nicely. Weird to see Merritt not out there, eh? He's just so consistent. Rarely misses games. Oh, geez, you know who I'm really loving? Max Hall. Geez, he's good. Just some of his disposals are just so good. You know, clever kicks and attacks it with pace. Loving his season, Maxi Hall. I think they've got one there. Mid-season from last year, I think. Didn't debut till round 1 this year. Good smell there from Guelphy. Locking in here, the Dons. Need the next. 4:23 to play. Stocker always a physical play. Tackles Gresham. Jedi's have had a 1-win season. West Coast Fitzroy got merged after theirs. But they were also bankrupt. I mean, geez, could the Eagles have 1-win season? They could. You know, could the Eagles beat the Swans? I mean, I don't know. I think they'll give it a crack, but Sydney always tend to play Perth really well and they have a great record over West Coast, even when they were one of the good teams. I think they, in their premiership year, that should be ball, to be honest. That should be ball. There it is. I think in 2018, the Swans beat the Eagles twice, so yeah, it's a bit of a opponent we like to play. Langford flies, marks. Now, this is a player they've really missed, Kyle Langford. I think he's out. Oh, to be honest, even before he went down, his output the last 18 months just is better. Last, you know, especially this season's been a little bit off when he has been out there. You know, I think he was, the All-Australian squad to 2022, 23, when he kicked over 50 goals. Usually reliable goal kicker, and he's got it, Kyle Langford. Okay, game on. Yeah, you could tell how much the Essendon supporters want this win. Now, how many debutants have they had since the last win as well? How many are they going to have if they win this game in the Gatorade shower? 2 points, 3:24 to play. Not too sure what you mean by that, Leo, mate. Yeah, 100%. I remember watching Box Hill think, how's this going on the AFL list? Yeah, hey, it's just quality, eh? That's some clever things. I mean, he had a great game against the Swannies as well. But yeah, all season long, he's just really continued to improve almost game by game. Had some big individual performances. Shame he's not young enough. Otherwise, I think he'd be in a really good position for the Rising Star. I think he's, 23 or something? Okay, 3:24 to play. Saints by 2 points. Been a real even contest, this one. Garcia, nicely done there to Max Hall. Talk of the town on the stream in the minute. Goes to the edge of 50. Good gully here from Darcy Wilson. Been in and out of the side. Oh, geez, he's hit the belly of the ball. Could land short for Higgins. No Sharman, that could be. Blackiston wins out. Dersma under the pump. Just gets the hands out. Lance Collard. Can he do some magic? Oh, man. Rough kick there. Just 3 points. 2:55 to play. Essendon got to go. Okay. Redmond. Out here to Sardell Hooley. Takes a running bounce. Oh, cuts it back in the corridor. Not a great kick. Winhager to Boxall. Front position there is Higgins. Tries to bring some pressure, but Essendon can rebound here. Roberts just hasn't really got much movement, so now he just has to jag it to the wing. Langford, don't ping a hammy here, son. Good tackle, but they've got the numbers here, the Saints. Taroo. Oh, geez, that's a rough call. Holding. Sharman just marks. Yeah, might as well flick on the 𝐴𝐿. It was a good contest, if you do have car, that is. But yeah, no, it was probably the best pressure the Eagles have brought for a long time. It was like they were playing for their lives. Whenever the Crows got a ball, just bang, 4 Eagles around them. That's not a holding free. A very rough call there. He's tackling as he can the hands away. That happens all the time. Anyway, they need field position here, the Dons, if they're any chance. Clean hands from Garcia Jones. That's going to be out in the full. Oh, okay, shot on goal coming up here for the Saints. Well, if they goal this... Oh, that's unlucky. Zach Jones. I mean, if he kicks this... No way. Yeah, always a bit rough on the edges as a Swan. Not a bad effort. I'll take that, the Saints. Actually a ball in. 𝐼𝗐𝐞 tackled well. Minute 37 to play here. Saints have it where they want it. Oh, geez. Head-eye contact. Nas doesn't look good. Oh. He doesn't look great, Nas. Maybe a bit of a head knock anyway. Peter Wright's... Oh, geez. Nas does not look good. Anyway, he's got to go down the line here. Wilkie flies. Oh, what an effort. Couldn't take it. Steal off hands. Did well. Sharman just barrels it back the other way. It's not a good kick. This could really open it up now. Blackiston plays on. Get some toe. What can he manufacture? Take a bounce. Gives... Oh, what's he doing? No, that's ball, surely. No. Oh, man. Not a bad tackle from the old man Goldstein. That should have been on the ball. Yeah. Oh, I think that should be on the ball against 𝐓𝐴𝐥𝐿. Pretty unlucky. Goldstein hits it down. He's had some decent moments tonight when I have been able to watch this game. Max Hall. There he is. Clean hands. That's ball, surely. Oh, geez. The Don's pressure's been outstanding. Okay, 34 seconds. There might be a chance here to do something. McGrath. Who the flies? Inside 50. Where's Peter Wright? How many went up there for the Saints? Unwin a good tackle. Oof. 23 seconds. Man, could that get a goal? This would be something. Oh, no. Still's put it out in the full. Oh, no, that's... Oh, no, it's gone out. Okay. Back in here. 14 seconds, Desmond. Oh, too cute. Too cute. Too cute. Oh... Maybe a chance. Redmond from outside 50. Oh, he's missed. Oh, that's the game. Oh, my God. Oh, I got a feel for the Dons. The Saints will win, though. Oh, man. Redmond usually kicks those. Geez, I've had a rough the Don supporters. But, yeah, the Saints will take the win. Yeah, I had a feeling this game would be a close one. Oof, jeez. Not a bad finish. 4 in a row for the Saints. Probably footy just isn't a way for the Saints because they were so competitive against good sides. They just couldn't win. So now they're starting to pick up the wins. Yeah, pretty much a lock to finish 11th now, I'd say, the Saints. But they're still 3 games behind Sydney with a game to play. Like, that's just... No, 2 games, sorry, behind City with a game to play. With a game in hand for the Swans. Like, there's just been massive gaps between these ladder positions, eh? Jeez. Yeah, not a bad finish. Nas looks okay. Bit shaken up with that hit. Oh, jeez. Not a bad finish. Anyway, back into the other game. Jeez, we've totally been blindsided by watching the other game. We've actually missed the first, the first few seconds of this third term. So back to the other game. Right. Anyway, jeez, okay. Freo Harris-Andrews here. So if you just joined us, we finished watching that Saints-Essendon game. Jeez, you got a feel for the Dons. As big Darcy Fort just marks. I mean, that's what, 12 losses in a row now? got a feel for them, but the Saints will take the chocolates. They came to play. The Dons, watching that first quarter, kicked the first few in a row. Looked like a close contest throughout most of that game when just watching the live score whilst watching this. Anyways, back to this game. So, yeah, we just missed in the first probably 40 seconds of the quarter. Fredo Andrews for something, goes inside 50. 𝐼𝐴 𝐴𝐷, the ruckman marks. 𝐼𝐴 𝐎𝐥𝐝 here, the former cat. He sure can, 𝐼𝐴 𝐴𝐷. And let's remember this guy's record when he... I think it was 𝐼𝐴 𝐴𝐷 when he came to the Lions. He had an unbelievable goal-kicking record. He just couldn't miss. I think he had 12 goals before he kicked his first behind. It was something like that. Pretty crazy record. But 𝐼𝐴 𝐴𝐷 goals there. Let's see. Yeah, the arm grab there against Paddy Voss. Clear as day there. And, yeah, 𝐼𝐴 just a bit lazy. Getting back. Mismatch up forward. Good back with a flight. Yeah, it should be a good hit out, Bunker. I'm expecting us to really bring it and make it at least tough for the Cats. Like we did to Brisbane. I don't expect we'd win that game, but... Anyway, good start for Brisbane. They get an early buffer. 14 points the margin. Back in the middle we go. Zach Bailey, very good first half. Gets a toe poke clearance only as far as Warner. Hand pass, not great. Turnover here for Brisbane. Rayner to 𝐸𝐶𝐿𝐼𝐴ge. Inside 50. He goes low flat kick. Brendan Cox. That's a good intercept mark from the South Australian. Didn't do a footy grid. Damn, we'll save it for Sunday then. Luke Ryan clearing kick. Still weird that Papalier isn't calling this game. Grand level now. Frederick tackled from Dunkley, ball up. Another soccer kick for Zach Bailey. Morris's hands pretty clean to 𝐼𝐴. Has to get rid of it. Does it well to Rayner. Snapping shot around the corner from Cam Rayner. He's got it. How about that? Brisbane quick 2 goals in a row here. A bit of a something out of nothing sort of shot on goal there from Cam Rayner. Brisbane flick the hands forward and he's on the end of it. Power forward on the board. Just a bit of surge footy there from the Lions. Toe poke it forward. Clean hands from Morris there too, off the spillage. And then Rayner, 𝐼𝐴 spinning hand pass. And then Rayner, just that little break tackle, then gets it onto his right boot and snaps truly. And he did that from the stoppage too. Rayner working hard forward. Came Rayner on the board. Yeah, exactly right, Bunkin, mate. Yeah, it is a big out, Grundy. I mean, when was the last time he didn't play for us? It's been a while since we've had like a truly elite ruckman. Since the last 18 months, not play for us. So, yeah, Peter Adams. Look, I think he's been unlucky to be dropped throughout the year. He's had some actually quite decent games, but I think just with personnel reasons, he's just had to make way. Here's the backup ruckman, really, and at times this season has been sort of that ruck forward. But look, it's playing into a weakness. Like we all know, the Cats ruckman isn't usually the best, but Stanley can have his pretty good games. So, oh, 𝐼𝐴, is that a mark? Yes, it is. Just held on. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, gents. It's the Brisbane Lions by 20 points. Quick first 2 goals that third term. But anyway, Chapman gets an inside 50 high ball and 𝐼𝐴 just marks long enough. And he can go back here. He's actually had some important goals this season since he's come back in. Can Sean 𝐼𝐴 do the job here? Oh, he's hit the woodwork. Minor score. 3 goals, 9 for Fremantle. Three goals, 6 to 4 goals, 2 from set shots. The Dockers way. Wilmot now out of the 50. Jackson in front position. I think he's going to win it here. And he does. No advantage paid. Brayshaw probably didn't want it. Goes back to Wagner and he go inside 50 again. Wilmot in prime position. Takes the mark and he quickly plays on. Back to Bailey. As they got some space here on the outside. Marshall across to Sanday. Good try to hit the post if you're trying to. Yeah, the old poster, eh? It's the classic where it's like, if you're trying to hit the post, it's just too hard to do. Harder to hit the post and actually kick a goal. Fletcher now. Oh, geez. Not a great kick. And, yeah, he got caught high there, Amos. So, it was going to really be a turnover nonetheless, but they'll take the free of the Dockers. Amos across now to Banfield. Can give the hands, but he goes by Shoe instead to the leading man. Dropped it too short for Voss. Back now to Wagner. Across here, back to Banfield. Oh, dear, and he's put out in the full. He's always known as a bit of a whipping boy, Banfield, as well. Can't be doing that. Yeah, 151 to 87 uncontested possessions. That's an awful lot. Brisbane's way. It's been of an odd game. Like, there's been some good intense moments in the scramble, but for the most part, like it's been quite a bit of an outside game at the same time. For Brisbane haven't really gone fast at times. They've just been really slow with their build-up, as we're seeing here. Just back in board here to Ashcroft, and now they find some corridor space. Darcy Wilmot, and the long switch could be on here. To Fletcher. Cross now to Marshall. Kick's going to be too shallow there. Pearce will intercept. Oh, back kick there from Pearce. Could be a turnover coming up here. Attacks it well. Brisbane have some numbers. Pearce, the Moose. Great attack on the footy. Gives it to Wagner. And can Freo build off this? Murphy Reid to Erasmus. Over to Shea Bolton. He's got a bit of green grass here. Can lose it over the top to Jackson. And he does. Does he use Murphy Reid? He goes back in board. Jackson. Chance for O'Meara. Snapping shot. Check side ball. He's got to score that. That's a wasted chance for Freo. I mean, they had numbers galore there out the back as well. 3 goals, 10. I mean, if that was Sydney last week, I mean, that's a goal every day of the week. I'm not trying to pump up my own ties here as a Sydney supporter, but like these are just chances Freo are wasting. Out of the 50 now, the Lions go. Oh, and Morris breaks the lines here. What can he find? Not really much at home, so he's going to have to improvise here. He's going to go bang from 60, deep to the square. Probably not the greatest decision. Worth a crack, maybe, but it was never going to make the distance. Minor score. We'll give it back here in Freo's mitts from the kick in Luke Ryan. Yeah, they've been very good finishers now. I'm intrigued to see how they finish off this game because they finished off games fairly well. I mean, to be fair, they had a really good finish against Collingwood, but I mean, geez, that final quarter they had against the Pies was just almost like a once in a... It's sort of like, it's just non-sustainable. A final quarter like they had against the Pies especially is what I'm trying to say. Like, could they do that against Brisbane? That usually set up really well defensively and etc. So, yeah, they need to start putting on a bit of a score now, you'd think, and won't be doing with kicks like that. Jackson, unforced error. Turnover here, Zach Bailey in the corridor. Even the Pies would have kicked there, probably, mate. Oh, to be fair, they're form in the minute, maybe not, but they've got some important ins at least for this week, especially Beau McCreary. Yeah, very, very underrated player. Love watching him. Archie. And that's something Pies have missed out on, those front half pressure players like McCreary and even Bobby Hill. Is that a mark to Morris? It is. Not a bad mark. Oh, geez, is it 50? Just ill discipline again from Freo. Well, they'll gladly take this alliance. They're just making Freo pay. Well, Logan Morris should be able to go here. And he does. Well, it's just not really much to say, to be honest. I think we all know they're just terrible discipline there from the Dockers. So Banfield didn't come across. I think, yeah, Umpy just said you had to come back. Yeah, I think that's a mark. Really good grab from Morris. I think it was due for a good pack mark. Yeah, Banfield just can't hear. I mean, his teammates should be shouting at him as well. It's a bad goal to give away. Nut Fife warming up. Well, 25 points of margin. Been a poor start here for the Dockers, but Brisbane, they've had a good third quarter so far. Getting the game, but pretty much similar to the first quarter. Getting plenty of build-up for their uncontested game as they went a centre clearance here through 𝐼𝐴𝐴𝐸. Getting a lot more midfield time last few weeks, Levi. Rising star candidate. 𝐶𝐼𝐿𝐴 𝐿𝐴MMORAN. Fairly quiet again tonight. Plagues for the hold. Not going to get it. Warner. Over the top here to Strong. Nice quick hands. In Bordeaux Mira. Corridors on here. And they've got some runners now. Andy Brayshaw gives it to Jackson. Luke Jackson's got to watch out. Great pressure there from Dunkley. Forces a back kick. And off the turnover, what can Brisbane do here? Good pressure from 𝐓𝐡𝐞 Back and forth in possession here from both teams. Jackson, a nice hand pass to Frederick. He loves a goal on the run. Frederick deep to Voss. Should be marking that, Paddy Voss. And Berry did well enough. Wilmot just barrels it out. It's a risky kick. Jackson couldn't take it. Frederick at ground level. Chance for a snapping shot. Michael Frederick. Oh, he's missed. He's missed again. 3 goals, 11. My golly gosh. 14 scoring shots to 13. And the team with 14 are down by 4 goals. Wow. And 𝐓𝐡𝐞, I mean, that's why I think he's all Australian this year. Look at that kick from the kick-in. And now Brisbane counter punch back the other way. Bailey over the top. The 𝐶𝐼𝐿𝐴 𝐿𝐴MMORAN takes the mark. Oh, it's all about smash and grab at the minute for Brisbane. Making the Dockers pay. Quick stuff there from the kick-in from the Lions, and 𝐿𝐴MMORAN can go back. Zach Bailey again, ladies and gentlemen. He's been the difference this game. Yeah, probably would be a pretty accurate sort of sub-smit. 𝐶𝐼𝐿𝐴 𝐿𝐴MMORAN. Oh dear, what on earth's this guy's form been? Keeps the door open. It's 26 points of margin. 25. Yeah, no, what a pretty decent game, Zane. Yeah, we flicked it on at halftime in this game. You got to feel for Essendon a bit, though. Like, so many losses. To be fair, it's fair enough with their injuries, but, oh, they would have loved that. A lot of debutants in the Gatorade shower for sure. But, yeah, Saints do well to hold on. Anyway, quick hands here. They've got the corridor wide open here. The Dockers, just too much. Jackson, great intent, though, from Brisbane. Marshall now. Out wide here to Sam Day. Toe pokes it forward. Rainey, can he get the ball loose here? Oh, that's a rough call, but it was there. Rainer's free. Oh, no, I'm not trying to say to you, Zane, referring to you as it's a rough loss for your Essendon. I'm just saying in general. Definitely worth saying because, yeah, like, it has been rough for those Essendon supporters this year. But, you know, given you're a Tiger supporter, I'm sure you'd be laughing. You probably wouldn't give 2 shits. Anyway, Chestnut Fife is in the rooms here warming up. He might not actually be good. Jeez, and he's sort of wincing. That's not good. I mean, this won't be the first time Nat Fife won't be able to come on due to injuries, the sub. On Buzzball. 8:40 to play here. Freo goalless this quarter. And Rana bursts his way through. Gives the hands to Will Ashcroft. The Stars combining for Brisbane. Snapping shot. Just the wrong side of the post. Minor score to the Lions. 26 points. Oh, man. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, lads. Could we have a good finish to this game, or is it just going to be one-sided? Feels like Freo are good enough to be in this game, but they just can't capitalise as Lions off the intercept. Go bang, Zorko, 𝐓𝐴 marks. Can lower his eyes. Not a great kick. Brayshaw gets a palm in there. Hands from Pearce could have been better. Geez, Marshall's been impressive since he's come in. That's a good tackle. Will Ashcroft bursting his way in, and it's an umpire's ball here. Zach Bailey already 120 Supercoach points. 8 minutes playing the third. Lever Ashcroft, he's had a number of clearances, and I think he had like 7 odd last week against Sydney. Inside 50 here. Cameron keeps in front. Good little rove. Can he kick a goal? Jordan Clark. Geez, he's been great. Probably the best two-way halfback flanker in the comp this series. Had some great defensive moments. Great closing speed. Good intercept, but also his drive from halfback's been beautiful. Has to be in the All-Australian Jordan Clark, if I haven't said already. Everyone saw it this time of the year. Yeah, I mean, health is wealth, especially come finals, as they always say. And usually, like, the premiership sides, it's just the teams with the best sort of injury list as well. 𝐼𝐴 now, under the pump. Just nothing really as a handball receive option. Turnover here. Brisbane have really upped their pressure this third quarter. And ball in here. Looking very similar to this first term. 7:04 to play. Ashcroft around the corner. The kick smothered. 𝐓𝐴 now. Cuts his way between two. Nice hands. And now Lever Ashcroft. He had a bit of time for a better kick probably. And Banfield, good courage. Just paid the mark. Cross now, Luke Ryan. Back to Jordan Clark. 25 touches for Jasper Fletcher. Game high, if you don't mind. Oh, geez, Clark's put that on the full. Took too long. Good pressure from Cameron. Ball in. Back and board now to Harris Andrews. Andrews now to the edge of 50. Day couldn't quite take it. Unlucky. Rayner bursts his way through, and now Sam Marshall inside 50 here. Centering ball. Driscoll gets a spall in off hands. Bruce Revel gives the hands to Charlie on his left shoe. And he goals, Charlie Cameron. It's been a big third quarter from Brisbane. Keeping the Dockers goalless. It's now 4 goals in this third quarter, I think, for the Lions. Really ballooning this margin out to 32 points. Oh, they've had some opportunities this third term as well, Freo. Yeah, that's well done. Yeah, Brett Rills had some really nice moments this game around the ground. And yeah, Charlie Cameron gets his second. Been a bit out of form, Charlie, but he's got 2 for the night. Yeah, no, I watched the end of that, Nick, on stream. And hopefully going well, mate. Four goals, 3-0 goals, 3. There you go. In this third term. Well, his players in to practice goal kicking. Yeah, exactly. For Freo's sake. Umpire's going to ball it up here. I know he's going to actually bounce in just a 666 warning. Anyway, this is what Freo need. A bit of burst out of the middle. Shea Bolton inside 50. They go. Tracy in prime position. Oh, no, he's made a muck of it. Why did he play on? Oh, my God. Why on earth is he playing on? See, it's just panic now a bit for these Freo players. And you can sort of see the body language throughout the game. Like, they just look a bit rushed. They don't really look composed at times. Sort of overusing and rushing their way through an open play. Like, they've had chances this third quarter out in the open. Got to nail them, and then they just fumble. And, damn. It's been all a bit out of whack from Freo tonight. 31 points in margin. Jeez. Probably should have called that goal. Can't like a lot of prayer. And yeah, no, that's always a classic call, Nick. And sorry about it, Smiths, mate. Tracy's been one of their better players tonight as well. Can't be doing that. And yeah, Brisbane happy just to... Well, it's not going to be a mark. Okay, here's their chance. Back the other way. Murphy Reid. Outside 50. Bouncing ball. And he's got it. All right. Freo on the board. And it sort of sounds like I'm cheering on Fremantle here. I mean, I'm just really calling the flow of the game. Freo have just been so unlucky not really to get a goal, and finally there it is. But yeah, it was sort of bound to happen there. They've dominated the uncontested possessions again, Brisbane. 𝐓𝐴𝐞 tried to find one in the corridor. Murphy Reid, the old helicopter kick. Spins back the right way. Murphy Reid on the board. Well, they need that back to 25 points. Margin can, especially in the state of this game, like Freo have had good opportunity and momentum swings, so might not be much. I don't think it's certainly don't think it's a lead to protect. Brisbane have just got to keep on playing. Some good attacking footy. 1 goal, 4 plays, 4 goals, 3 ball back in the middle here. Darcy and 𝐓𝐴𝐞. 𝐓𝐴𝐞 grabs it out of the ruck and a good tackle from Sean Darcy. That 5 still warming up in the sheds. Brisbane winning the inside 50s this quarter and are winning the clearances and contested ball. But Freo win one here through Sarong. Guess who? Inside 50. Tracy in front. 𝐼𝐗𝐿 a really good gather, but he's picked off here from 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐥𝐝. Fletcher, that's great pressure. Could be ball, but it isn't. Out the back here, Shea Bolton. Dances past 2. What a smother from Gardner. Ball still live here. Neil Erasmus, the local lad. Snapping shot on goal. It's not going to bend back, and Andrews will tap that through for a minor score. I'm sorry. Got the wrong point. I get muddled up on rush behind sometimes. I don't know why. Minor score to Freo, not Brisbane. That's my bad. Alex, mate, hopefully going well. Jeez, the caps locks button getting a workout, mate. I'm supporting Brisbane now. Oh, mate, back in your side. Got to stick it out even if it's the loser. Inside 50 now. Not a good kick. Fletcher, jeez, he's having a good game and a great season. Doing a number of jobs this year down in defence with some personnel problems, but also some games on the wing. But yeah, 14 marks for Fletcher. He's been cool as a cucumber back there as Marshall now goes the other side of the ground, and they do well to get the intercept here. Fremantle. And kick from Erasmus. He had a bit of time. So another turnover here. Ashcroft. Is he stripped there? No. A bit unlucky not to be ball. And Tracy just bowls over. Gardner ball in. Well, 2:50 to play here, and Fremantle's fourth quarters have been arguably best out of any side this season, so I'm sure they'll get the Wharfie time thing they love doing at home. Not exactly 100%. You know, the siren thing? I don't exactly know. Brayshaw bursts his way through. Inside 50 goes. Now the kick just not great. 𝐼𝐻𝐿 smartly read as a loose out the back. And we'll hit up 𝐼𝐗𝐿 with a quick kick in the middle. So 𝐓𝐴𝐞𝐿 now. Crowd getting restless as 𝐓𝐴𝐞𝐿 now goes down the line. Rain of flies. Can't quite take it. Dunkley Inboard here to Marshall. Back to Dunkley. Over the top here to Rayner. Sarong can't quite go with him, and 𝐼𝐴, good running for the handball receive. Takes a bounce. Who's he got? Measures a kick to the pocket. It's a beauty. Finds Bruce Revel, who is playing forward tonight. It's a good mark. Jeez, this would be a mighty kick if he can get this. Bruce Revel. Not a bad effort, but always difficult. Want to score. So, still a tick over 4 goals the margin. Going to be a free here to Brisbane against 𝐓𝐴 there. Wilmot's ball. Darcy Wilmot. What a haul it was in 21 for Brisbane, eh? Darcy Wilmot and Lohmann in the first round as Rayner takes a good mark inside 50. It's looking like another game where Cam Rayner and Zach Bailey have been the big difference in this one. Similar to their win against the Pies. Well, this will put the dagger in Freo's hearts before the stroke of 3/4 time if you can kick this. It's a good mark from Rayner. Gets in front for a second goal of the quarter. Rayner around the corner. Never in doubt, he's gold. Big goal for Brisbane to get it out over 30 points again. Yeah, big second quarter from Cam Rayner. Number of touches and 2 goals to his name now in this third term. Ball back in the middle here. 𝐼𝐴 gives the hands to Dunkley. And inside 50, a bit of a shallow one here. Spalls come. Warner going to get on the end of this. Hands it across now to Corey Wagner. Bit of a fumble there. Back to Brennan Cox. Clears now down the line. Voss, bit of a quiet game tonight. Inboard. Siren's going to sound and beat Freo here. Well, it's going to take a monumental final term if Freo any chance here. The margin's 31 points, and we have seen some mighty final terms this year from Fremantle. But to be fair, the games they've won, they're showing the graphic here, down by 8 points against the Saints, 13 against the Hawks, 9 against the Pies, 8 against the Blues, and 8 against Port Adelaide. So it's going to probably take their best final quarter of the season, if they're any chance, being 31 points down. And Brisbane are no easy beats. They've been, for the majority, really the better side throughout most of this game. But again, I still feel like the margin should be a lot closer than what it is. I mean, 4 goals, 13. Freo have had their opportunity. They just haven't had the poise, especially that third quarter when they're out in the open. Just some poor fumbles here and there. And yeah, Brisbane's quality has just totally outdone them. Bailey's having a great game with 24 disposals, 2 goals. Big quarter as well, as we said, from Cam Rayner. Looking at some of the stats for the game as well. Clearances, Brisbane are winning by 5. Contested ball, also winning that one by 5. And then, 18-10 in the stoppages. And I think players like 𝐼𝐴 and the Ashcroft brothers have shown their cleanliness on the inside. And Fletcher's having a mighty game. 27 touches, 14 marks. And 𝐓𝐡𝐞 as well. So, they've got a lot of ball Uncontested balls, Brisbane do like, and 𝐼𝐴 as well, another one stuff in the stat sheet with 17 touches. As for Freo, some of their bigger players like Sarong and Brayshaw. Sarong's been, beast in the clearances. He's got 6. Few ineffective kicks here and there, though. Brayshaw, that's the thing again with Brayshaw. Just 11 touches for him. His numbers have really lowered the last 6 weeks or so. Quite Jackson, just the 10 touches as well, a bit more forward. Bit of a quiet game from a lot of Freo players that you expect a bit more out of. Jordan Clark's been one of their best, though, 17 touches. Redskins, I haven't had them in ages, no one, to be honest. Brisbane wins, loser, Dogs, Freo will be 9th. Yeah, it's looking like that's going to be the case, Chewy. And I think that's probably what this deserves. Given the state of the season, maybe we need a bit of a decider come the last round, given how competitive the top 9 has been. And I guess it's entertaining as a neutral. I have to wait till the last game of the season to find out who will get the final spot. So +2 inside 50s for the Lions. It's sort of been a sort of smash and grab performance from them. They've just been able to counter punch off Freo's mistakes, and some of their execution inside 50's been a lot better than Fremantle. Big quarter as well from that man, Cam Rayner, 2 goals. Let's have a look. Marks inside 50. Yeah, pretty low. 9 for Fremantle. 8 for the Lions. So and usually when you win the marks inside 50 stat as well, that's a good indication of you're actually going all right inside 50. But Freo winning that, and also the scoring shots and still down by 5 goals just sort of sums up their night. Execution's been a bit of a letdown from them. Well, let's see what the Dockers can do. I'm intrigued. Can they pull out one of these mighty final quarters? Yeah, I'm excited about Max King, Noah. Seems like a bit of a project player, but he's had a few VFL games and shown some nice flashes here and there. But it might be a little while for him to come on. Who knows when he'll get bidded on too? Could be early in the first. Could be later on. Let's see, when Freo brings some dare, they look good. But to be honest, there's been times when they've gotten out in the open that just haven't looked good. So, anyway, Nut Fife out there, so it's at least good to see if you're a Freo man. So, 31 points a margin. Brisbane still been the better side for the majority of it, no doubt. Nah, it's a different one, killer at Sydney Academy player. I think, lucky mate, welcome. 118 marks to 46, yeah, there you go. I mean, especially that third quarter, Brisbane, again, just did what they please. They picked the ball back off and just simply chipped their way around the back half as freely as they liked. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is for Freo's season almost. Not quite, but anyways, the winner of this locks in a spot for finals football in Brisbane. The mature and professional side they are. One step closer from another September berth guaranteed. And we're underway. 𝐼𝐴 gets a cheer. First possession of that clearance, and they get a clearance here, the Dockers. Erasmus's kick inside 50. It's no good. And it's picked off here from 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐿𝐼. You'd think, surely, after a few omissions, can get another All-Australian blazer this season. 𝐼𝐴 now out wide to the ruckman. Cameron up to arrive, and now's the kick. Cuts it off well enough to 𝐼𝐴, but Brayshaw gets there in time. So does Chapman. Day lets that one slip past him. Banfield now. And across here to Brennan Cox. But yeah, this is sort of the game where they're really missing a Hayden Young type for that link-up player. Mid-forward player that can really connect well. Get the ball from inside to out and do some really good things by foot. Sort of missing that player quite dearly. Will he be back for next week's game? I don't know. Anyway, that's just short enough to 𝐓𝐴 𝐿𝐼 from Cameron's kick. Well, this would be big for the Lions if they can get the first here. Pretty crazy when you think about Freo's season. I mean, 11 out of the last 12, and they've just done so well to get the position they've been into, but it just goes to show that, well, if you want to be with the best, you've got to be good enough, and it's not looking like the case at the minute. 𝐼𝐿𝐼, surely in All-Australian contention, goes bang from the edge of 50. Big goal there for Brisbane. 11 goals, 8, plays 4 goals, 13. Nobody too. Yeah, hopefully it was a good watch, mate. A better watch than some of the footy we witnessed tonight, eh? Bang! Bit of a drive by there on Freo, I'm sorry. Had to say it. Big goal from 𝐓𝐴 𝐿𝐼, and yeah, just not good manning up there from Freo, allowing that short kick. Big goal from 𝐿𝐼. Let's see his numbers for tonight. He's been fairly good tonight. Brisbane currently in 7th, Freo in 5th on the live ladder with lowest percentage out of any team in the top 8. Sarong been big on the inside tonight, been able to get it from inside to out and win some clearance. Brayshaw's kick should be better than that, but anyways, it might result here in a turnover and ease. 𝐼𝐴 gives to Brayshaw, just dumps it on the shoe towards the goal square. Spore comes from Andrews, off hands. Pat Voss, stiff arms, well done. Back here to Shea Bolton, just has to go. He's hit the belly of the ball. High ball up here. Jackson almost bury. Back here to Fort. Dangerous kick, gonna dump short here. Bailey, bit of a fumble. Brayshaw now. Oh, an easy shove in the back he is against Bailey. Who said Lions by 50? Don't forget, well, Madison, welcome. Well, they just need this. Oh, geez, the radio lads with headphones are going to have to move over. Let Brayshaw have a shot. He's going to drop it short to Luke Jackson, and he's finally taken him. Yeah, this has sort of been the case for Freo for most of the night. There's a lot of these almost marks from a handful of plays like Jackson and a bit from 𝐼𝐴 as well. Well, thanks very much for becoming a reoccurring member, Anthony. Heavily appreciated, mate. Jackson, can he goal here? 4 goals for Freo tonight. Just not good enough if you want to go with the best. You know, to get this game back to a tick over 5 goals. Just has to go. Luke Jackson. And he does. Much needed for the Dockers. Jeez, I bloody love Coldplay at Optus. Yeah, they're just showing. Remember this when watching this at half time. 𝐼𝐴 didn't look good, but I think he's okay. So hopefully 𝐼𝐴 doesn't miss out on concussion then. Yeah, sorry if there's any West Coast supporters. I'm sorry, Lockie, mate. Value start when someone becomes a member. Anyway, another clearance here from Freo. They've been able to get some ascendancy throughout the night in some good clearances from their star mids. Good hands. Michael Frederick. Oh, man. You just have to goal those when you've got the momentum. 5 goals, 14. Frederick loves a running goal too. I mean, he's kicked, what, 0 goals 3? 0 goals 2? 0 goals 2. Fletcher out of the 50. Oh, what a mark from Darcy Fort. Dunkley now gives the hands to Bruce Revel. It's a good kick. He's played his role all tonight. Zach Bailey dishes it to McCluggage. Tries and gets a bit of space. Has to give it the Rayner. Twisting, turning. Snapping shot from outside 50. Going to land short. O'Meara doesn't kill it. Clark doesn't either, but he does well to evade the tackle, Jordan Clark. And Frederick cuts in between two. Has to go back here to Pearce. And now dumps it here towards the wing. Tracy should mark, and he does. Going well, 𝐴𝐴, mate. Yeah, it's been a bit of a strange watch, Brisbane, here and there, but yeah, no, they've been in great control tonight. I mean, when you're kicking, especially Harris Andrews, he's having another good night tonight, especially as well. Marshall to 𝐴𝐴. 𝐴𝐴 going to cut the angles here, back in the corridor. Fort misread it, but backing up is Lester, who's had a good night. And it's a good kick, finding Sam Marshall, the youngster, who's really improved the more games he's playing. Academy draftee from last year. I was going to sneeze. So off the front half intercept, Brisbane pick apart with a nice kick inside 50, and can Marshall goal here? This will be a big one, but he's missed. Across the face, still roughly a 5-goal game. 54,000 as I would opt this. Jeez, that's quite an amount. Yeah, geez, there you go. Well, it's 31-point margin. Usually these are just sort of comfortable margins for teams, but they just got to go. The Dockers. Bulldogs at Marvel could be. I'll be supporting the Swans on Sunday. Yeah, no, I think Australia will be watching, cheering on the Swannies like last week a bit, especially for those final sides supporters. I think we're a good chance, but yeah, the Grundy's a big out. Good to see Hayward back in, though. I think with him out, it's sort of like a important chunk out of your forward half out the side. 𝐴𝐴's had a mighty night tonight. Now goes towards the wing, half forward direction. Ball in. Jeez, Fort. Good hands to Berry. Was he taking eye? Yes, he was. Berry now. Inside 50 he goes towards the hipwood direction for his rare cameo. Can't take it. Morris off hands. Could have been a bit better. As now he's forced to clear here, Banfield. Oh, geez, an awkward bouncing ball. Oh, and Brayshaw just didn't have to do that. Gives away the free to Berry. Oh, geez, he's popped out the shoulder. Yeah, that's the shoulder out. Geez, that doesn't look great. trudging towards the bench. Yeah, he's had shoulder problems in the past, Berry. Yeah, yikes. That one pops right out as soon as he hits the deck. Now, Ashcroft will it is. Takes the free kick. Inside 50 now. Morris to fly. Runner at the back. And it's a free here to Logan Morris. This could probably kill off the game now. 37 points if he kicks this. Don't think Freo can come back from that. If there were any chance, I would have maybe kicked a few the first 6 odd minutes of this quarter. Yeah, it could be a nasty one for Jared Berry. Pretty disciplined player. Can play a multitude of roles. Anyway, Logan Morris. Can he slot this home? Misses there. Slightly keeps the door open, but Freo haven't really shot many bullets this quarter. It's all been nothing but water pistols. So the debutant looking like he's going to come on. Beacon, his name. Yeah, no, mid-season pickup last year, I'm pretty sure. Halfback flanker. Good little pressure on the scramble there from Freo, but they just can't win that one. Ashcroft does well in an outnumbered contest. He does very well. I mean, that's a 3-on-1 from Will Ashcroft. He wins out on that, but eventually Brisbane were outnumbered eventually, and a turnover occurs. Brayshaw holding the ball free. Thanks very much for coming in. 41 months. No, mate. Been great support on the channel, mate. I heavily appreciate it. Yeah, pretty cool. Snoop Dogg's the entertainment brand. I mean, I'm not really much of a hip hop guy, but no, you know, you gotta expand your taste. It's just cool. Like, it's Snoop Dogg, you know. It's the guy. I don't know. I assume he is. Fife. That's a decent kick. Frederick Starcevich, a big spoil. Off hands now. Brisbane work the hands very well. Revel now. Well-measured kick to Bailey. Got to be better than Meatloaf, oh, you think so? Another free given away here against the Dockers. Free here to Levi Ashcroft. But yeah, I think overall now with this game, it just feels like Brisbane have clearly come in with a plan tonight. You know, this sort of uncontested style they've been able to build up for a minute one. Whilst they've just looked rushed, the Dockers is arching marks inside 50 here. So, yeah, it just hasn't been a game they've been able to prepare for well, by the looks of it in the end. I mean, 5 goals, 14. I mean, that third quarter, where they had some opportunities out in the open, they made a muck of it. And yeah, Brisbane are now really starting to put the hammer down off the intercept. They've picked apart the targets inside 50 very well this fourth quarter. And 𝐼𝐴 pretty much game over. He kicks this. But still really slimly keeping the door open here with another minor score. Been a bit of an ugly watch tonight, to be honest. Two top 8 sides. You'd expect a bit of quality. And haven't really been able to see that. I mean, we've seen some quality from Brisbane's side, a lot more than Freo's side tonight for sure. Jackson can't quite take it. Big mark from Day. Just haven't had enough contributors tonight, the Dockers as well. Like, Sarong's probably been one of their best Clarks. I think defensively shown some good moments, but Just hasn't been a real team performance. Been too many passengers tonight from the Freo's point of view. Just not good enough. Brisbane are the reigning premiers for a reason. Ashcroft now. Marshall having a good game. Morris, big mark. Keeps it in front of Luke Ryan. Takes 2 bites of the cherry. Of course, going to have to beat Brisbane to 𝐓𝐴. It shapes up an interesting final round now, mate. But yeah, sort of our eyes probably anticipated as well. Just felt Brisbane would be too good for this game tonight. Freo probably drew a bit of a down game, like 11 out of the last 12 is a pretty extraordinary form line. 2 goals, 2 for Morris tonight. And there he is, the debutant Beacon out on the ground. Logan Morris, can he put the game to bed? He sure can, a lovely goal. Brisbane will get the chocolates and most likely finish in the top 4. Probably will have to beat the Hawks next week, though, if they want to lock in top 4. But reigning premiers, they do it again, eh? They do it again. You know, away from home, they've been mighty good this year, and they just don't lose 2 in a row this side. Been a mature performance tonight. And there's just been a golf in sort of the temperament and composure from both sides. Freo have looked a bit rushed, whilst they've just looked pretty composed with ball in hand, Brisbane at times. And yeah, the midfield, especially as the game has worn on, has just convincingly become a one-sided battle, really. Yeah, +5 in the clearances, +12 in the contested ball for the Lions' way. And yeah, 229 to 151 uncontested possessions as well. You know, if Freo were any chance, like, yeah, you can give up those numbers, but you've got to have something back the other way for you to kick a winning score. And it just had to be sort of their punch from half back, where they've been pretty good at this season, the Dockers, but they just haven't been able to show it. Brisbane have set up really well tonight. Yeah, you know, obviously with plays like 𝐼𝐴 and Lester back in have had good games. As now, yeah, Freo just really forced to go through the corridor here. 𝐼𝐴. There we go. Get a bit of open space. Frederick. A deep kick inside 50. But yeah, they've got the numbers here again. Andrew is a great spoil. Ball in. Has to be all Australian this year, Andrews, surely. There's Cox now in the hands of trainers. Hopefully he's okay, sort of limping off. Jeez, it's almost 11 o'clock here. Christ almighty. Unbelievable. This game's starting at 8:30. Fucking knackered. Well, not quite the finish we wanted as a neutral. To be honest, I did feel deep down Brisbane would probably win this well. But I've really liked the Dockers with their hustle this year, but just hasn't been good enough. Brisbane at a level above in most areas tonight. Well-oiled machine, the reigning premiers, and there's his first disposal. It's a turnover. Damn, that won't look nice in his stat sheet, but he'll get it back here from 𝐓𝐴. Across to Ashcroft, but has been really good tonight. And I think this is just always going to be a great long-term positive for this Brisbane side. They're just always going to back deep with their depth, especially in the midfield too. Strong back the other way. Probably been one of Freo's best. He's been good in the clearances tonight, but just not enough by his side. 𝐓𝐴. Just a bad kick. Right to Harris Andrews, who has been mighty good tonight. And yeah, Longmuir not happy. Been a dirty and old night in the coach's box as well. Intercept possessions. 6 for Harris Andrews. 8 for 𝐬𝐿, 7 for Fletcher, 9 for Jordan Clark. And they're going to go at the back here. Charlie Cameron to put an exclamation point on a good night for the Lions. And yeah, I mean, it just feels like, come on, let's be real. It just feels right that Brisbane should be in the top 4. That's just what they are. They are a true top 4 team. When you look at them overall, Charlie Cameron gets his 3rd. Yeah, no, it's been a letdown tonight. It's missed. Bit of the back to the old issues that we all know with Freo, eh? Yeah, it's going to be a big game, Brandon. They did knock off the Dogs early on in the season at home. But from remembering that game, Brisbane did a lot right. The Dogs did a lot right, but I remember, I think Freo kicked like 5+ goals in a row in that. I think it was the second quarter. And they pretty much just held on from that point onwards. Just kept the Dogs at bay. But yeah, big game next week. Last game of the season, eh? Bruce Revel. He's been good tonight, Revel. I mean, it's always handy when you just got a player that doesn't need to have a stack of the ball, but just everything. A lot what he does near the ball has been good. Oh, Chapman, that was a nice little fake out here in that 5. The Dockers will lick their wounds. Still 5 minutes to go in this game. Good ball there from Andrews. Ball in. Take a look live later, though. So Freo down to 5th, Brisbane in 2nd. So Brisbane will stay in the top 4. If the Gold Coast beats GWS, Hawthorn beats the D's, Freo will go to 7th. Giants, well, the Giants play the Suns, so they can't go to 8th, Freo. If the Dogs win, there'll be a game outside the 8, really. Actually, damn, if the Giants lose and the Dogs win, the Giants going to be 9th. Jeez. I mean, I think we're sort of forgetting a bit about the Giants. Hasn't been a whole heap of talk about them. But yeah, you know, there are a few outs they've had, like Josh Kelly, and especially Buckley's a big one. Good tackle there from Rayner holding the ball. It's sort of hard to predict. I think it's just no point really predicting it, to be honest. Just see how it goes. I like predicting the finals, though, because at least you know who is actually going to be in the finals. We'll, of course, do a finals prediction video during the finals by, so stay tuned for that. $3.50 to play here. Ball up here. So, just a real mature performance from Brisbane tonight. 45 points. I mean, they've smashed them tonight. Freo just always looking second best in composure and quality, really, with ball in hand tonight. It's just the yips, really. Like they knew it was a big night tonight, but they just didn't have the. Yeah, they just didn't really have the poise. Looked pretty rushed. And anyway, 𝐼𝐴 marks. Just all junk time now. And please sign 𝐼𝐴. He's a good player, ATC. Slider too, that draft. And there was a bit of talk about them when he did get picked up about a real like good marking forward, and especially with Big Joe at the door. 𝐼𝐴. Rams at home. Another goal here. That could hit the ton, Brisbane. This has been a shellacking. 50 points. Yeah, exactly right, TC, mate. Been unbelievable. Well, I did feel Brisbane win this game, but I wasn't really expecting a margin like this. I wanted to give Freo a bit of respect here, thinking they could make this a contest, but there's my KO crushes. Marvellous. I mean, my KO just knows that, yeah, mate, it's game over. Time to flick it off. But yeah, some big games tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Keen for that Suns game. I think the Giants will bring it. These are the sort of the games the Giants can pull out and win. Away from home, no one really gives them much of a chance. Carlton versus Port, tough one to pick that. And the D's, I think, with not much to lose. It was like the shackles were released off them. They look pretty entertaining against the Dogs. So will they really take it to the Hawks? And yeah, big one tomorrow night, Crows versus the Pies. Right? You just think Collingwood just has to bounce back and really up their pressure. And then, yeah, of course, we'll stream the Swans versus Cuts game Anyway, can they get a goal here late? 5 goals for Freo tonight. Just not good enough. 2:30 to play. Yeah, I think the Suns are the true top 4 team, 𝐓𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐵, with the game in hand. I mean, yeah, like Essendon, if it was at Marvel, I mean, they did beat the Dons by like 30 points in the end after getting challenged, but you know, that at People's First, it should really be a big margin their way. But yeah, 248 to 170. Brisbane coming in with a good plan tonight, just controlled the game too well for Freo's liking. Been a bit of a contrast and difference between this week's game and last, though. Like Sydney being able to close well enough their uncontested ball. They really counterpunch from the back up. But Freo just haven't seen enough of that. They have been able to get out in the open, as we've said. But, yeah, geez, their kicks inside 50 haven't been good enough. I mean, how many marks inside 50 have Freo had tonight? I mean, as well as a goal kicking too. Yeah, 10 marks inside 50. That's not bad. But, yeah, and then again, 5 goals, 14 is not great. I mean, there was times of, you know, Frederick, for example, could have kicked that goal. Get a bit of momentum with a few in a row. Minute 20 to go, and I mean, Brisbane are still just chipping around the back. Yes, they can kill her, but they'd have to rely on other results because then they lose their leverage in the top 8. They'd finish 9th because you'd assume the Dogs win on Sunday against the Eagles. 1 minute to go here. Brisbane do it again, eh? Bounce back after a loss extremely well. Well, I think just the football gods knew that Freo had to lose this game. Save it right to the end of the season. I think it was just right. So it's looking like it's going to be an elimination final between Freo and also the Dogs. But yeah, of course, as we say again, it sort of relies on the Giants a bit. Who have they got the final round? They've got the Saints at home. Yeah, you'd think they win that. That's on the Sunday. And of course, on the Wednesday, after round 24, we've got the Suns taking on Essendon. $20 seconds to go here. Freo, I think they'll lick their wounds heading into next week. Big Sunday game against the Dogs. That could be the deciding for the final ticket in September. As for the Lions, I mean, just what a professional side they are, eh? Filled with talent, they back deep and just came in with a good plan tonight. Controlled the game really from minute 1. Smashed them in uncontested ball. Midfield got it done when it needed to be done. And there it is. They could hit that ton with a goal after the siren here. It's going to be a free to Logan Morris. But what a win from a professional side. And Brisbane, they will play finals once again. Just a consecutive run of finals football since 2019. What a shellacking it's been. It's 50 points. Big 𝐼𝐶 up and about, eh? Yeah, well, plenty of questions to be asked about the Dockers. Morris can go for another hit. Yeah, catch you later, Cal, mate. Have a good night. Yeah, I think so. No, we'll see. Should be a good game. Logan Morris, can he go here? And Brisbane hit the ton. Well, it's pretty fitting tonight. What a win. Looking like top 4 is on the cards for Brisbane with a win tonight. It was an 8-point game for both sides. Brisbane get the chocolates in the end comprehensively. Well, by 57 points. It was 11 out of the last 12 for the Dockers. And, I mean, is that just a bit of a reality check? I think we're sort of all expecting it, not a game like 57 points. But, man, it just felt like so unsustainable how the Dockers were playing. They had some great wins, but just all these fourth quarter turnarounds where they looked a bit second best at times against some weaker opposition. Well beat tonight. I mean, just no flair, no spark, no composure going inside 50, and Brisbane just schooled them. Yeah, clearances. Brisbane winning that one by 6. Yeah, plus 13 contested. Midfield got it done. 159 to 61 marks. I mean, that's an absolute shellacking Freo found a bit of resurgence in that second quarter, and I mean that's the sort of the tale of the story when you shut out Brisbane's uncontested marking game. You get the forward half intercepts, you get the territory, you win the quarter, and that's what Freo did. They kicked a few in a row, they got to 8 points, but then the margin just balloons out again. Brisbane pretty much controlled the game all night long and deserved the chocolates. And yeah, +3 inside 50. So yeah, I think the big tale of this game was just Freo not bringing sufficient pressure to force these turnovers all night long. As Brisbane just controlled the game all night long, really. And yeah, bit of the Dockery of old, just some bad kicks inside 50, rushed their entries and bit of fumbles when they got out in the open. Like there was just times where good sides kill Brisbane in those scenarios, but they just couldn't make them pay. 25-12 in the stoppages tonight for clearances. That's a big differential. For able to get some goals and opportunities from centre bounces, they won that 14-7 in the centre clearances. But yeah, bit of a midfield pasting tonight. Sarong really the only one that turned up. I guess Brayshaw had some okay moments, but yeah, it just felt like a bit of a nothing game from Andy Brayshaw. You know, he's that two-way mid. It just didn't really feel much of India's impact tonight. Clark, I think defensively was good tonight. Josh Tracy presented well in the air, but just too many passengers tonight. Like O'Driscoll, 5 touches. This is a lad the first half of the season. It was really, really impressive. But a bit of a quiet game from him. Bolton, just 9 touches. Whips a crack, and he's got a lift. But yeah, I mean, just a strong contributors of Brisbane Lions tonight. Fletcher had the ball on a string, 33 with 17 marks, if you don't mind. Zach Bailey, star of the game, 28 with 2 goals. Harris Andrews, a brick wall. Surely All-Australian this year. It's got to be for Harris Andrews. And even an Archie Bob Dot Morris got it done when it needed to be done. Starcevich and Lester back in. Looked a lot more solidified defensively. Freed up Andrews a bit with those spoils and coming in from the side. And yeah, geez, Marshall, really good game. 21 touches, 8 marks. Had a nice game across the wing. Dunkley, good in the trenches, and McCluggage, just so clean. 28 touches from him. And as well, Brisbane, when they got the ball from inside to out, especially as the game wore on off the intercept as well. Some lovely kicks inside 50. So, too good from the Lions. They get the job done by 50, what was it again? 57 points. How about that for a pasting? Thanks for tuning in, gents. Not quite the game we would have hoped for, but let's hope it'll be a cracker come Sunday against the Cats. It feels like the Cats and Swans games at the SCG have been impressive, and we have been accustomed to some quite decent games. I'm hoping for a good one, so stay tuned for Sunday. But yeah, it's the Lions, just a professional win. Came with the plan and a good win from a good club. 57 points. Thanks for tuning in, lads. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we're going to wait till next week if the Dockers are good enough for finals football, as they'll face the Dogs Sunday night. Take care, lads. Catch you later.